back to that game, going through the game and look at all the clips. For the most part, he did a good job. And that's all what I need. I'm not looking for him to be offensive threat right now. I don't want him to focus on power play. I don't want that. We got to go back all the way to his foundation, where I feel like something was missing in the past, and that's how I approach things with him.
Sticking with the defense for a second, I want to ask you about Zadorov, who, you had him up playing with McAvoy, then McAvoy's out, so he has to maybe even play an even bigger role. We know how physical he can be, and we saw that against Toronto. What impact does he have for you on the back end, and especially the threat of that big body back there when you're an offensive player?
Yeah, not just his size. I mean, obviously his size is very noticeable. I think it all started. I'm trying to learn more and more about my players. Z is one of them. About the pairs, lines, you name it, and he is one of them. And I thought he was just in the wrong spot. I don't think he's a third pair defenseman. And I think things changed as soon as we put him up with McAvoy. So now he's more present. He's more like the guy why we wanted to sign him here in Boston, and now he actually shows us. And before, he was okay, but it's almost like we didn't get not everything, but everything out of him. Let's put it that way. So I think right now he does it. It doesn't matter who's playing with him, but he's playing against the top elite players in the league, and I think he's a proud guy, so he likes that challenge. He wants to be the guy, and now we finally put him in that position. So I think it was a little bit up to us to try to figure out where his best fit is, for not just for him but also for the team.
Victor Arvidsson gets another goal the other night. He's got 3 in the last 4 games. Got off to a little bit of a slow start offensively. What have you liked about his game and what he brings to things like the forecheck and being able to use his speed to create chaos in that zone?
He's one of those guys and never stop working, and knowing Arvi for a long time, that was just a matter of time. He's very hard on himself, and that's why he goes through stretches like that, not scoring because he wanted it too much. But I also know when things are going in, it's going the right way. But that's one of the reasons. That's why I wanted him back in Boston, or to be a Bruin, because knowing him, he's an energy guy. He played my system before. He cares. He wants to win. So he brings everything, for us to have success. And and then off top of it, for me, it's nice to see that he gets rewarded because he works extremely hard and he cares. And that's what you want from a player like him.
All right, last one for you. You get Toronto again tonight. Does the dynamic change at all when you play a team twice in such a close period of time?
Yes and no. I would say it goes both ways. I think when we play a team, and just say if we would have lost the one in Toronto, we will be pissed off and full of energy tonight because we want to have the big response. But we won this night, so now I'm thinking, okay, this is the way they think too, right? So yes, to answer your question, yes and no, and that's for us. It's going to be a challenging night for us going in. Our mindset, it shouldn't change anything. It's going to be a hard game. They're a great team. They will be pissed, and we just got to be ready right from the start.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
There's Marco Sturm. Bruins and the Maple Leafs are next.
Well, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
The fastest game on ice.
Step on. Next Schmaltz, he's in. Schmaltz to step up. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
First punch against the Maple Leafs, but Fraser Minton made sure he landed the last. Here's a steal by Kastelic inside his zone. Got it across. Minton scores! Fraser Minton returns to Toronto and gives the Bruins a 5-3 lead with 3:02 to go. Tonight they do it all over again against their age-old rival from Toronto. The Bruins and the Maple Leafs are coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Across to Esposito, a shot. Goal! It's all right off. Bang! Cam Neely, wow!
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores. And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
Great glove save by Chambers.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop of the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score and a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're at TD Garden for round 2 of this 3-game season series between the Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bruins with a 5-3 win on Saturday up in Toronto. Maple Leafs have lost 2 in a row. What kind of pushback do you think we see from them tonight?
Well, I expect to see some kind of pushback. When your coach calls you out, you've lost 2 games on home ice, and certainly their game against the Carolina Hurricanes, they got dominated in that game. You expect some pushback from the Leafs. So going into the game expecting that. If you're the Bruins, though, you know, they found their formula for success here. They've been winning games in a couple of different ways, but one constant. You know, they've been better defensively. They've been better as a team defensively. Like to stay out of the box a little bit more. They've gotten just it's a hard-working game. That's the way that they have to play in order to win games. And if it means winning battles along the boards and battles in front of the net and those types of things, that's something that they need to continue to do. They've done a great job of it here recently, and they're starting to believe in themselves. So hoping that continues to roll downhill for them.
Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Opening face-off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
He roofs it, top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston pre-games with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen.
And he scores!
Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up, because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past, here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Back at TD Garden, and on this Trins Day, Bruins celebrate Military Appreciation Night. Let's go down to ice level and join the pregame ceremonies.
The brave individuals who have served or are currently serving in the armed forces, we'd like to recognize each of the 6 branches of the United States Armed Forces in attendance at tonight's game. Representing the United States Army and Army National Guard, Staff Sergeant Joseph Weiss. Representing the United States Marine Corps, Master Sergeant Cameron McNeil. Representing the United States Navy, Petty Officer Timothy Alomar. Representing the United States Air Force and Air National Guard, Master Sergeant Alexander Church. Representing the United States Coast Guard, Petty Officer Andrew Moynihan. And fans, we'd like to welcome and recognize all the members of the United States Space Force joining us at tonight's game. With today being Veterans Day in the United States and Remembrance Day in Canada, please join us in thanking all those who are currently serving or have served in the armed forces. Thank you for your service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise if you're able and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthems. Accompanied by Bruins organist Ron Poster, please welcome Todd Angeli.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Getting set for the opening face-off between the Bruins and the Maple Leafs. We'll take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for Toronto's Anthony Stolarz on defense, the pairing of Morgan Riley and former Bruin Brandon Carlo. Up front, it's Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Nick Robertson. For the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman gets the start in goal. Nikita Zadorov and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. Up front, Morgan Geekie, Marat Husnadinov, and David Pastrnak.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers first 5 contestant of the game is Caleb Hassan of Haverhill, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Caleb will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins winners of 6 in a row and 7 of their last 8 back here on home ice. We'll go from left to right here in the first period, wearing the home black sweaters, helmets, and pants. And they control the opening face-off. Zadorov gets it to Pasternak at center ice. McAvoy on to Husnudinov. Now McAvoy coming down the right wing circle. Throws one through the top of the crease wide of Stolarz. It'll wrap back around toward the near side. Pasternak from the hash marks. Walks into the corner and throws one towards Stolarz. Hit him off the shoulder. Kept alive at the far point by Zadorov. Pasternak wheels with it along the far side circle. Brought it all the way back to the blue line and then sent one just wide of the net. McAvoy in the near corner.
He wanted to use Zadorov there. He had 2 guys chasing Pasternak up high. Zadorov was open.
McAvoy along the near wall. Husnudinov able to take one away out near the blue line, but bounced away from Pasternak and cleared by Robertson. Zadorov from just inside his own blue line. Pass for Arvidsson in the neutral zone. Jumped away from him. Here's Tavares sending one back toward the front of the net. Looking for Nylander coming down that right wing side. Instead, the Bruins head the other way. Arvidsson on the right wing. Gets around Benoit. Goes around behind the net and sent one right through the crease. That is taken by Nylander and backhanded out of the zone.
Yeah, make them defend. I mean, they've been under some pressure here recently. Toronto has. Missing the top defenseman and Tanev and defensive defenseman anyhow. And they've come under some fire from their coach, so make them play where they're uncomfortable.
Alex Steeves dropping one back to Peak. Up the right side, here's Zaka driving it around the boards to the far side. Steeves couldn't get a handle on it. Wah will bring the Maple Leafs forward across the red line and then chips it deep. Peak goes to get it. Tried to backhand it back toward that far corner, and it got cut off. Michelli now along the near side circle, tried to center. Kastelik gets a stick in there. Hampus Lindholm angled it up the far boards out into the neutral ice. Here the red line. It'll be lifted back into the Bruins zone by Myers. Peak circles back behind Jeremy Swayman. We approach 2 minutes into this first period. Peak will leave it behind the net. Jokiharju comes and gets it. Bruins are changing up ice here. Jokiharju to Lohrei. Up the left side for Viel. Tangled up with Carlo. Puck goes behind Stolarz. He comes out of the net and plays it around the near side glass. Blay tried to get it out across the blue line. It was gloved down, and that'll be a hand pass.
Yeah, but it hit a Leaf player.
I thought so, too.
It did. Yeah, I mean, it's a hand pass, but it hit a Leaf player, right. So it's good.
Should have negated the hand pass. Yep. Face off just outside the Toronto blue line. Domi wins that. Carlo coming back in front of the Toronto net. Up the right side for Blay, and he gets trucked by Viel just as he got rid of that puck.
Blay's a good-sized guy. He didn't play last game up in Toronto. Viel's going to take every chance he can to hit people, so...
Here's Jokiharju coming to center ice, and he'll dump it in. Around the far side wall, poked back along the end boards by Corrali. Taken and brought toward the near side corner by Morgan Riley. Lorenz played it out into neutral ice. Viel will come back and get it at the red line and drop it back, and he'll head off on a change. And Blay gets in the lineup. Lawton is missing his second straight game after he was injured on a hit by Zadorov on Saturday night.
He got run over.
Pasternak on the far side circle.
Clean hit by Zadorov, but just didn't see him coming until the last second. Couldn't protect himself.
Pasternak's pass ricocheted off of Husnudinov. Geeky got it back to him. Marat got stopped along the near side circle by Stolarz on a good save.
Did he get stopped the second time as well?
I couldn't tell if the second one got there or not.
He had 2 great chances. Stolarz comes across, moving from right to left to get a glove on the first one. And the puck came right back to Husnudinov.
McCabe chipped one into the Bruins bench here with 3:40 gone in the first period. No score. But Marat Husnudinov nearly got Boston an early lead.
Pass from Geeky, wide open. First save was made. I think he made the second save as well.
I think he did. McCabe kind of laid out in front of him trying to help him out, but I think he got to.
Huge block against Geeky the other night in Toronto. He was half out of his net that time, Stolarz was.
Puck played into the Bruins zone. Zacha will come and get it and bring it behind the net. From between the circles, pass up the right side for Arvidsson. Arvidsson trying to keep away from Ekman Larsson. Goes down the circle, goes around behind the net, tried to stuff it far post. Slipped off the end of his stick. Arvidsson kept it loose for Zacha.
Finally coming to Toronto.
Loose puck around toward the near corner. Arvidsson gets to it first. Brought back along the wall by Steves. And it'll be touched up by Ekman Larsson. That'll draw the whistle for the penalty with 15:47 to go in the first. Bruins will get an early chance with a man advantage.
I know it's that offensive zone. At least starting rate, They were called out by their coach. Not happy about the way they're playing on the defensive side of things.
Philip Myers to the box. The Bruins power play will go to work. They scored on their only opportunity up in Toronto on Saturday. Face-off win by Zacha. Back to McAvoy, who brings it toward the center of the blue line. Now Geeky plays it down off the end boards to Arvidsson. Around the boards back to Geeky. Center blue line, McAvoy. Top of the right circle, Pasternak. Threw one in front and they score! It ricocheted off Zacha from between the circles. And the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead on the power play goal.
Ricocheted off of Zacha because it's a pass for him. It's a nice pass by Pasternak, who comes up all the way up to the blue line. He arcs up to the blue line so he has more time and space on the right wing side to make a play. Zacha's the guy in the middle. Usually that's Arvidsson, but this time it's Zacha, and it's a pass for Zacha. Goes off of his left skate, but the pass was for him. If it wasn't going to go to him, it was going to go to Geeky in the left wing circle, but off of Zacha's left skate and in. And the good pressure, the good forecheck causes the power play, and the Bruins get rewarded with a power play goal. So this is a start that the Bruins wanted. This is something that you pile on when a team's struggling.
That's the 5th goal of the season for Zacha, 3rd in the last 4 games. And a 1-0 lead, less than 5 minutes in. Here the red line, Corrali lifting one towards the Toronto zone, knocked out of the air by Viel. Loose near the blue line, and Jokiharju couldn't quite get there in time to keep it in. He'll drop it back now to Mason Loride. Loride on the near side for Asamont, directed into the Toronto zone, chasing into the corner against Domi. They get tangled up. Domi able to kick the puck behind the net to Carlo from the far circle. He'll play it up the far wall.
See where Loride is right there. He's right at the red line to make that play.
Stands
Why
up
back off if you don't have to? You've got support in the middle. Take away the gap that the forwards would normally have coming up the ice and make that play there. That's confidence, and that's what he can do because of that skating ability. I like that play. I mean, you're stopping the rush at the red line. Where are you going?
Bruins get whistled for a nice here as Peak tried to feed one head for Kastelik and missed. Although they had a face-off in the defensive zone. Zacha from Pasternak and McAvoy on the power play goal at 4:27.
McAvoy continues.
Line deals it back here to Zacha, crisscrossing with Arvidsson coming through the neutral ice. Right wing pass to Pasternak, deflected pass comes to Matthews, and he'll send it all the way down to Swayman. McAvoy will start it out from the far circle this time, and then he lost it as Lorentz just took it off his stick and scores! A shorthanded goal for Steven Lorentz off a turnover by McAvoy. We're tied at 1.
Move on Lorentz, but really didn't make a move on Lorentz. Lorentz just took the puck off of him. Yeah, he wants to drop that puck back for, the late coming forwards so that they can make their play, but he doesn't even get that far. Lorentz just strips him the puck, and right above the hash marks, rips this puck blocker side.
Second shorthanded goal given up by the Bruins this year. He'll try to answer back here now as Pasternak gets set up in the offensive zone. From the right circle, walks it toward the corner, got it to Arvidsson for a quick shot. Steered away by Stolars. Geekie at the far circle. Minute 7 still to go on the power play. McAvoy, center blue line. Back to Geekie, top of the left circle. Down low to Arvidsson. Brings it out of the corner, gives it back to Geekie, cycling down low. He gives behind the net to Pasternak, who brings it back to that left circle and goes right across the crease for Zacha on the back door.
It was there for me, just missed it.
Here's Zacha getting it from McAvoy at the right circle. Backhands it back to McAvoy, sets it up for a one-timer for Pasternak that finds the back glass, and it'll carry him all the way back through center. McAvoy back to retrieve, 32 seconds left on the power play. Bruins changing up here as Husnudinov gave it up and got it right back from Steves. Carrying along the near wall. Takes a hit from Benoit. Puck will come up the near side boards, and Lindholm pokes it back down toward the corner. 16 to go on the power play. Husnudinov off the near boards, trying to get it to Lindholm. It was cut off by Joshua. We have a whistle and another penalty coming up.
Toronto high stick.
Steves getting checked on by the referee to see if there's an injury there. The Bruins will have 12 seconds of 5-on-3 time coming.
Benoit, I think he got his stick up just a little bit in the corner there. Austin Matthews coming over to have a word with the referee. Say, what's going on here? That's a third penalty?
Third penalty in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
The first power play unit will come back out here for Boston.
Have two defensemen in the box right now for both guys to kill.
Here's McAvoy to Pasternak from the top of the right circle. Faked the shot, then got it across for Arvidsson. Couldn't get it to the net. Here's Pasternak at the near circle. Sending in front as Zacha on the doorstep. Toronto's got their first man back. Pasternak takes a shot from the right circle. Stolars with a pad save, and the rebound gets cleared. So 1:34 to go on what is again a 5-on-4 power play. McAvoy from near his own blue line drops it back away from Lorentz. Arvidsson, right side of Pasternak, sweeps it toward the near circle. McCabe cut it off behind the net. It'll be Myers, and he clears it off the far wall. Minute 12 to go on the power play. Bruins change it up. Lindholm. Husnudinov coming out of the Boston zone. Gives it to Steves. On the left side for Lori. Kicked it toward the corner. Goes in there against Myers. Puck careens in behind the net to the near circle. Asimont got it. And a pass from Steves to Husnudinov gets intercepted. Matthews will lob it all the way back toward the Boston zone. Lindholm and Nyes going into the near corner cancel each other out. Husnudinov pushed it to Steves. Back to Husnudinov. And on the right side, Asimont steps into the Toronto zone. Lindholm picks up the puck along the near boards. Into the corner for Steves. Back up top for Asimont. Now Lori, center of the blue line. Gives over to Lindholm, far side. Shoots and scores! Second power play goal of the first period for the Bruins, and Hampus Lindholm gets them back in front.
Good entry by the Bruins. The second unit. This is just going to be a really good screen in front of the net because it's just a wrist shot from the point. But get it set up. Lindholm left point. Lori to Lindholm left point. Husnudinov with a good screen in front of the net. And this puck just kind of has eyes. It's going to beat Stolars to the glove side. He doesn't see it. Kind of a double screen, right? You had Carlo out a little higher and Husnudinov down around the net. Well, you better have a lead now because you're probably going to get the next penalty.
After 3 in a row against Toronto, usually the way it works. So, just about midway through the first period, Hampus Lindholm gets his first of the year. Here's Kastelik giving one off for Jeannot. Shot skimmed just and over the net. Bobby McMahon trying to battle his way through neutral ice. Now Tavares chasing a puck into the Boston zone. Zadorov will backhand it around toward the near side. Jeannot under pressure from McMahon, lost it. Nylander turns off the near boards, gets it back to Riley. Thrown toward the front of the net here by Ekman Larson. Off into the near corner. McMahon takes a hit from Jeannot. Bruins get the puck out. Riley just inside his own blue line. Both teams getting some changes on with 9.5 to go here in the period. Riley will dump it in from the red line. Around the far side, Laura. He's tried to send it behind the net. Took a funny hop off the glass. Bruins will have it with Asimont playing it into the middle. Got picked off. Domi trying to walk it down between the circles. Ran into Jokiharju instead.
Yeah, Bruins with a couple of turnovers here. One led to a goal.
Rally leading the charge through the neutral zone. Dump in off the backboards and off the side of the net. Asimont got it out in front. Leafs will play it away. Lorai on the far side circle against Blais. Plays behind the net. Jokiharju. Corrali. And up the right side comes Pasternak now. Trying to carry into the zone. Lost the puck along the near boards. Nyes will bring the Leafs back toward the Boston line. But his pass is picked off by Viel. Carlo chipped it off the near boards, but it comes right to McAvoy. Zadorov coming out toward the red line. Plays ahead. Directed into the near corner of the Toronto zone. Taken off the near wall by Husnadina. Behind the net, he's got Pasternak coming toward the near side. Pasta goes down. No call that time. McAvoy with a drive from the near point. Gets knocked down in front of Stolarz.
Pasta's going to come on the bus again and say, I can't draw penalties.
Austin Matthews gives to Nyes coming across the Boston line, trying to cut down the slot, and McAvoy stayed with him. Puck trickles in towards Swayman, and he covers it up. We'll take a break with 8:05 to go here in the first period. It's the Bruins 2 and the Maple Leafs 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
.805 to go here in the first period. Bruins with a 2-1 lead, and as we come back, the Bruins just played a tribute video for the returning Brandon Carlo, who skates out in front of the Toronto bench, tapping his glove over his heart and saying thank you to the Bruins faithful who cheered him on for 9 seasons in black and gold.
Yeah, classy guy. You know, we got a chance to see him every day, and very popular teammate.
As you said, just one of the nicer people that you'll meet.
Yeah, you know, good player, obviously, for the Bruins for several years, because they're doing some repairs to some of the glass here as we come back from commercial. But, you know, a right shot guy that can skate, and that's something that Carlo can do. He can close on you quick. He can recover quickly. Sometimes with Brandon, when things started to go south for him a little bit, he had a hard time pulling himself. He was hard on himself, and he had a hard time pulling himself out of it. But when he was on, he was a valuable player for this team.
As we wait for the Bull Gang to finish their repairs, tell you that we had another winner in our New England Ford First 5 contest tonight. Caleb Hassan of Haverhill winning a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers, and that is because the Bruins scored in the first 5 minutes once again tonight. Pavel Zacha, power play goal from Pasternak and McAvoy at 4:27. They gave up a shorthanded goal to Steven Lorentz, unassisted at 6:41. And then another power play goal from Hampus Lindholm from Lorai and Asimont at 9:32 has the Bruins up by 1 with 8:05 to go here in the first.
Murat Husnudinov had headed down to the locker room there during that last commercial timeout. He's back on the bench now. So hopefully just some equipment repairs for him. It's a pretty good hit there from Benoit last shift.
Ready to resume play. Face-off in the Bruins defensive zone here for Pavel Zacha against John Tavares. Leafs control that. Riley's shot redirected a couple of times and flutters up high and wide of Swayman. Neutral or out near the blue line. Riley able to keep it out of the neutral zone, but now Zacha feeds it ahead there, and he's got Arvidsson to Steeves. Takes a long shot. Stolarz with a left pad save. Zacha near circle. Arvidsson for a quick one from the dot, and Stolarz closes the door on that and covers it up.
Yeah, that shot from the left point wasn't a hard one there for Toronto, and it got deflected a couple of times. I don't think it ever got to Jeremy Swayman. And, it's been all Bruins this period other than the giveaway and the shorthanded goal scored by Lorentz.
Bruins had 39 shots against Toronto on Saturday night. Leafs then gave up 47 shots to Carolina the next night, including 22-2. They were outshot in the third period. As Yoki Haru throws one toward the net that ricochets in on goal. On the near side boards. Wah plays behind the net to Benoit. Up the right side, Michelli just outside of his own blue line. Tried to play it back for McCabe, who had to chase it back into his own zone. Off the far wall, Benoit will poke it ahead. Michelli from just inside the red line sends it around behind Swayman. Jeremy comes out to play it. Yoki Haru to Kastelik. Thrown through the neutral ice, times it in off the backboards. Heavy hit in there by Kastelik. Michelli gets it out to the red line, sends a cross-ice dump into the far corner of the Bruins zone. Zadorov backs it up behind the net. McAvoy keeps it moving. Jeannot sends it through the neutral zone. Pasternak chasing. Myers will get to it first inside the Toronto zone, and then Michelli dumps in towards Swayman again. 6:43 to go here in the first period. Around the near boards, McAvoy trying to find Pasternak. It'll go all the way down the ice, but Geekie able to get back in behind Myers and avoid an icing. Pasternak twists out of the corner, bringing back toward the blue line. Try to turn and fire.
He likes that spin fire.
That one hit Robertson in the leg. Kicked out towards center. McAvoy will bring back in across the line. Floats it softly toward the back of the net. Geekie gets to it first against Myers in that far corner. Now Matthews involved as well. Husnudinov gets a stick in there. It'll come back to Zadorov at the left point. Husnudinov to Geekie. Back to Husnudinov. Trying to bring it through the high slot, and as he turned it to his backhand, it squirted out of the zone. Matthews going to bring it in offside here. And Zadorov and Ekman-Larsson come together. And Ekman-Larsson again. We said it on Saturday. He does not want any
He's doing what he has to do.
Zadorov. So we'll take a timeout here with 5:54 to go in the first period. It's the Bruins 2 and the Maple Leafs 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline. A truck for everything that makes you, you.
Hampus Lindholm's power play goal has the Bruins in the lead, 2-1. Mason Lohrei, Mikey Asimon assisting at 9:32 with those feeds. Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the first period as the Leafs get it into their attack zone, and a chance right in front as Swayman had to take one away from Nylander.
Yeah, that was a little sloppy there for the Bruins.
Riley helps avoid a Bruins entry. Here's Nylander back up the left wing side. Turns off the near wall against Peak. Pivots back toward the hash marks. Pass across was redirected by Steves. Carlo gets it to the back of the net. Tavares to the near circle for Nylander. Back up top for Riley. A drive blocked by Steves. Riley's got it right back. Skates it over by the Bruins bench. Throws it in front off of McMahon. Bats it out of the air and a chance in front and a couple of them. Swayman dives on top of the loose one after a couple of saves.
Yeah, a little sloppy for the Bruins inside their own zone here on this shift. Leads to at least 2 good chances for the Maple Leafs deep inside the zone.
The faceoff will be in the Bruins defensive zone here with 5:09 to play in the period.
A couple bouncing pucks too, so a little unlucky, but
off the draw, Benoit shot it off the end boards. Lohrei gets it away from Lorentz. Asimont got it to the blue line, but not out. Benoit drives, sticked off into the near corner by Swayman. Benoit gets it back down low to Blais. Around the far side, Lorentz in the corner against Jokiharju. Now puck will come free toward Lohrei. Spun it back toward that far side. Lorentz knocked it off the wall. Asimont, though, got it over for Viel. Trying to find the handle on it. He does shove it out across the blue line.
Well, Toronto trying to find their legs because they've really had nothing going here in this first period other than that short-handed goal. A couple chances on their last shift, but trying to find some offense, trying to find some forecheck.
McAvoy and Robertson are locked up in the far corner of the Bruins zone. Now here's Asimont to carry out. Gains the red line and dumps one towards Stolarz. It'll angle in behind the Toronto net. Bruins changing up here with 4:08 to go in the period. Riley's pass redirected deep by Nance.
That would have been icing, no? Swayman not come out?
No, the linesman indicated it was tipped in the neutral zone. Here's McAvoy down the right circle. Shot caught a piece of Stolarz and the outside of the net. Nyes into the middle here for Matthews. Toward the red line, and he'll play it in. Usnadinov coming back to get it. Wraps around the far side. Pasternak whips one into the neutral zone looking for Geekie. It was behind him. Angles in towards Stolarz. He'll play it away from the net. Carlo chasing it toward the far side circle. Pasternak got a stick in there. And now McCabe and Pasternak come together. McCabe's stick broke.
Well, McCabe got the penalty earlier for the slash on the stick, and D1 swap penalty right now. They're not giving it to him.
Geekie laid it down toward the near corner. Minton out there for it. Pasternak plays it back in his direction. Tangled up with McCabe, who's got another stick in his hands here, and McMahon will backhand it out towards center. Hampus Lindholm able to keep that away from Nylander. Peak going to carry ahead into the attack zone. Peak going to drive right to the side of the net against McCabe. Couldn't get it out in front for a chance. Now on the near circle. Steves, a turnaround shot gets blocked in front. Still loose. Pasternak's shot also gets blocked wide in the net. Carlo takes a hit from Steves. Bruins able to grab possession again here. Steves out near the blue line. Turning away from Tavares. Down the left circle. A shot. And he scores! Alex Steves is first as a Bruin. And it's a 3-1 Boston lead.
Well, he knows how to score. He's put a couple pucks on net already. Good shift by this line in that offensive zone. There's kind of a broken line change, but they end up getting everybody fresh bodies on the ice. Continue to be physical in the zone. Steves threw a hit. Lindholm with a nice pinch down the boards to keep it alive. And then Steves tracks this puck down, but this puck can't go in if you're Stolarz. Steves is below the dot in the left wing circle, almost outside the dot in that left wing circle. And this was going to sneak 5-hole. Good on him. First goal as a Bruin. Had a great season last year for this organization down in the American Hockey League. But it can't. That one can't go in.
Spent 4 seasons in the Leafs organization after coming out of Notre Dame and had 1 goal in 14 games with the Maple Leafs during that time. So this is second NHL tally.
Yeah, even with those call-ups, right? Still the second leading goal scorer in the American Hockey League last year.
Puck comes behind the net here to Myers.
10 in points as well, right?
Yeah, had 36 goals in the AHL last season. Lohrei comes back behind the Bruins net. Banks it off the near boards, gets picked off by Riley, skates it down the near circle all the way in behind the net. Riley gets it back to the blue line. Here's Ekman Larsson from the left point. Shot blocked in the slot. Janot will lift it out of the zone. Bruins will go for a change.
That play by Mason there. Mason Lohrey's got to be harder up the boards. I know he's on his backhand, so it's a little bit more difficult, but it has to be harder.
Pastrnak went behind the net, and Lorentz was able to knock that puck out in front. It's covered by Swayman, and we have a penalty coming up. Yeah. Pasternak's arguing here.
Well, you know it was going to come, right? It didn't have to be much.
And it didn't appear that it was much.
Pastrnak saying, I got tripped down there, and there was no call, and I'm going to get called for this penalty here. He's frustrated because he hasn't drawn any penalties this year. He drew 1 the other day, and he should have had another one here earlier this period where he got tripped up, but they elected not to make that call.
So Toronto will get its first power play of the game with 1:34 remaining here in the first period. Face-off controlled by Boston. McAvoy sends it behind the net. Corrali trying to shoot it out of the zone. It ricocheted off the official, I believe, and goes into the bench out of play.
I got to be a little quicker with that. I mean, the play's there to get you chip that puck behind the net. You can get that puck 200 feet if you're ready for it.
So Maple Leafs were 2 out of 4 on the power play against the Bruins on Saturday night and scored another one about a second after the power play chance expired.
Well, they need the power play to get them going right now. They've got nothing.
Off the face-off, Ekman Larsson walks it along the blue line. Near circle to Nylander. Whips one in front off of Nyes and wide. Zadorov takes the body on Tavares and plays the puck around for Corrali. Lobbed out to center ice.
It wasn't easy, but he found it. It was in his feet.
Ekman Larsson starting the Leafs out into the neutral zone. Turns and deals it back. 1:08 to go in the period. Matthews will carry it to the Boston line. On the left side, here's Nyes. Around the far boards, it goes for Tavares. Challenged by Janot. Look back to Ekman Larsson to the point. On to Nylander, top of the left circle. Nylander brings back out toward the blue line, sends it toward the slot, looking for Tavares. That gets broken up. Janot, now McAvoy will hammer it around the near boards, and all the way down the ice it goes. With 40 seconds to go in the period. Power play would carry over into the second if the Leafs don't score. On the near side, just inside the Boston line. Peak and Zacha both there for the Bruins, and Zacha gets it through Ekman Larsson.
Battle one. You know, right at the blue line. Something that Craig Berube talked about. We don't win any battles. We turn pucks over.
18 seconds left in the period. Michelli will bring it ahead. Robertson tried to play it down the wall. Peak cut that off, and all the way down it goes. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Riley will pick it up and try to carry up for one last rush here. Left side finds Michelli. Back to Riley, near circle, centering pass, thrown on goal by Waugh, and Swayman makes a last-second stop and gets the Bruins into the locker room with a 3-1 lead at the end of one period. There will be 26 seconds left on the Pasternak penalty when the second period gets underway. We'll step aside from TD Garden, back for some highlights from Zdeno Chara's Hall of Fame induction speech coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I got to dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're going to know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hey, it's Ian Herzig, Project Director at Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. When water and storm damage hit, time's of the essence. The longer you wait, the more extensive the damage can become. At Blue Sky, we offer fast, 24/7 emergency response to minimize damage and restore your property quickly. And because of the size of our staff and number of locations across New England, we're there in no time and get to work quickly. So when disaster strikes your property, don't panic, but don't wait either. Visit GoBLUSky.com and we'll be there. Blue Sky Restoration, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Engines roar, tires grip.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, a winter-ready Pilot, or a Ridgeline with available all-terrain tires. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless Boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Bruins with a 3-1 lead after one period here tonight at TD Garden, leading the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you know, last night up in Toronto, it was the Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, and longtime Bruins captain Zdeno Chara, part of this year's class, and wanted to take some time during our first intermission and present to you some highlights from his induction speech last night, including him talking about his decision to come to Boston in the first place.
When my time came up and I became free agent, I made a decision to sign with Boston Bruins. Mr. Jeremy Jacobs, Charlie Jacobs, and the entire organization welcomed me and trusted me with the responsibility of leading one of the most iconic Original Six franchises. I want to thank Peter Chiarelli for believing in me from day one and giving me the opportunity to step into that leadership role. When I joined Boston Bruins in 2006, I became part of the team built on character, identity, and toughness. These values were shaped by legends before me. Milt Schmidt, John Busick, Eddie Shore, Bobby Orr, Terry O'Reilly, Kim Neely, Ray Bork, Don Sweeney. Being named captain was a tremendous honor, and I was incredibly proud to lead such an amazing group of teammates to 2011 Stanley Cup Championship. We had a very, very special team. We came ring every day, We stuck up for each other, played for each other, sacrificed our bodies, and refused to let the bench down. We had great relationship with each other, but also we developed great relationship with our fans. And Boston loved their Bruins. So thank you, fans.
And in addition, he talked about some of his teammates, but in particular, there's one guy that stood out.
I want to single out one player. I want to thank Patrice Bergeron, one of the greatest leaders and people I have ever met and played with. My longest teammate, my co-captain, Bergie, I can always count on you. You show me and help me to become a better leader, a player, but more importantly, a better person. Rex, Scratch, Luch, Fairside, Skelly, Torrey, Supi, and many others. We create something special in Boston, a culture. That 2011 Stanley Cup with Claude Julien and his staff, I will never forget how you guys made me better every single day. You pushed me, you trusted me, and sometimes, yes, you tripped me, especially you, Marshy.
Hey, Z was a special player, obviously, and well-deserving going into the Hall. He'll have his number retired here as well. I think it's in January that they've announced that. Yeah. For Zdeno Chara, he talks about becoming a leader. When he first came here, he was going to be captain here. And if you remember back to that, Peter Chiarelli was named GM, but he wasn't allowed to be at the draft.
Right.
He was still an employee of the Ottawa Senators. And they had to wait till after the draft. Jeff Gorton was the acting general manager at the time. And Mark Savard and Zdeno Chara were brought in. And then it was after that Chiarelli took over after the draft, as he took over as, or I think it was after July 1, I guess it was, that he took over as the general manager. So it was a bit of an odd time. The team was changing. Dave Lewis ended up being the coach. It was an ugly year that first year with Zdeno Chara here. Mark Savard had 96 points, but it was a tough year. It was a trying year. They were not good in their own zone. Peter Chiarelli made the change to coach, to bring in Claude Julien the following season, and that began the ascension of the Bruins at that time. You remember the disappointment that they had. You got Zdeno Chara as your captain, you've got all these leaders and all the culture that they talk about. And they had a 3-0 lead on the Philadelphia Flyers and ended up losing 4 straight. That was 2010. They came back stronger, better. The next year, led by Chara, and that's when they went on to win the Stanley Cup against Vancouver Canucks in 2011. But it took some major disappointment in order to get there, and it didn't come overnight with Chara here as the captain. It took a little while for them to find their footing, to be the team that they wanted to be and form that identity that they wanted to have here in Boston.
And he was such a big part of bringing that identity here. I mean, as the leader of the team and the captain. So many of the players have pointed to him and said, he's the guy that you followed his example every day.
He had rules, and nobody got treated like rookies.
Right.
Nobody got called rookie. You were a first-year guy. You were expected to do certain things as a first-year guy, extra things that's kind of an unwritten rule, but you were treated equally, and he made sure of that. He made sure that no one was bullied in that locker room, and everybody was treated with the respect that they deserve. If they're wearing a Bruins uniform, they deserve to have that respect, and that was one of his policies from the start to finish in that locker room. And I think a lot of guys followed that lead, with him here and even after he left.
And now back with the organization, obviously in an advisory role, and continuing to have an impact on the players of the current day Bruins. We've heard from a number of them who have said already, that they have started leaning on him for advice here in the early going of the season. So our heartfelt congratulations to Zdeno Chara on his Hall of Fame induction last night in Toronto. Meanwhile, at the end of one period, the Bruins have a 3-1 lead thanks to goals by Pavel Zacha and Hampus Lindholm, both on the power play, and then Alex Steeves getting one as well at the 17:23 mark to build themselves a 3-1 lead at the end of one over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Shots in the first period were 10-4 in favor of Boston. Coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Joe Murray, and then we'll be back to get the second period underway here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
You're in this to win a championship. Championships are won later in the season.
The push for the fantasy football playoffs is on.
But you can't win the league if you don't make the playoffs. You could sneak in and be the last seed and win the darn league. You just got to get hot at the right time.
The experts of Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio are here to lead you to fantasy football glory.
There are certain times in the season where you got to make a splash. You got to make a move.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app, where fantasy football championships are won.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltendings? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
It's 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5, the Sports of Bruins Radio Network.
Everything is better on ice.
Eagles his way in. Provo cuts in and scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
NHL scoreboard after one period. Montreal leads the Kings 1-0. It is the Ottawa Senators 2, Stars 0. And the Capitals have a 1-0 lead over the Hurricanes. Just to get underway, Flames Blues, Sharks Wild. Later on tonight, Ducks go to Colorado. Canucks, they host the Jets, and the Kraken host the Blue Jackets. Patriots and Jets, they'll square off on Thursday night football this week. The injury report is out. Austin Hooper, he did not practice today. He's dealing with a concussion. And Keishon Boutte and Ramondre Stevenson both were listed as limited. No word yet if they'll play on Thursday night. Some other NFL news. Travis Hunter, he is out for the season. And the Celtics and 76ers, they get underway in just a little bit. Joel Embiid out for this one. That game on WROR. In the Dallas Mavericks, they have fired Nico Harrison. Catch every thrilling moment at TD Garden this season. Individual tickets for the 25-26 season are now on sale. From intense division matchups to legendary original six showdowns. Don't miss the action. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to secure your seats today. Headlines, they're brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off an extravagant oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. The second period is next on the 98.5, the Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Layer on the flavor with the DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
He roofs it, top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston pre-games with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your Boston area Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Bruins with a 3-1 lead over Toronto after one period of play. Joined downstairs by Mason Lorai, who assisted on one of those goals. Mason, first off, playing a team back-to-back like this against Toronto, what kind of pushback were you expecting to start this game from the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a good team, fast, skilled. They're going to make plays. So I think we just expected, them to come out and play hard and try and make plays like they do. So I think it's on us to, stick to playing defense and play from the middle of the ice and shutting them down and then going the other way with it.
You certainly made an impact in your first game back in the lineup on Saturday. How do you continue to carry that momentum forward here?
Just playing with confidence and, starting in the D zone, starting from the middle, using my skating and, moving the puck and then moving my feet and jumping in the play.
How do you and Henry Jokiharju match up as a pair, do you think?
It's great. I love playing with Yokes. He's another puck mover, really smart. So I think just, us communicating and kind of reading off each other, it's been good so far, so let's keep it going here.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks to Mason Lorai for joining us. He and the Bruins with a 3-1 lead as we get ready for the start of the second period. That interview brought to you by TD Bank. TD card holders score special benefits here at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
Still a little work to be done on the PK. 26 seconds ago on Pasternak's penalty. Pasternak, after that period ended, he was having a long discussion with the referees and wasn't happy that I think he got tripped up, earlier in the period. He's been frustrated all year. It feels like he should have been able to draw a number of penalties this season that, for whatever reason, just not been called. And then he got called for a hook that he got called for, I believe, right? So, but look at that period on the whole. I mean, Toronto did not do much. We'll see if they come out with some more pushback here in this second period. We were wondering what kind of pushback they would have. They made the change in net. Thought that might happen.
Yeah, Dennis Hildeby comes on in relief of Stolarz after 20 minutes. Here's Corrali moving in right circle, and a rebound kicked out in front for McAvoy, and just missed wide.
Back check there that just got a piece of his stick, didn't allow him to get that chance. That's a good shot by Corrali. I mean, that shot is with a purpose. It's on the pads. it's meant to create a rebound chance, and it was perfectly done. It was just a good back check there on McAvoy.
And here's Pasternak off a feed from Geekie, just onside, and he scores! Pasternak going back and forth in front of Hildeby, and he gets number 400 in his career, and the Bruins have a 4-1 lead.
And everybody off the bench right now to congratulate Pasternak. Geekie went and grabbed the puck. What a move. You got a feel for
just out of the penalty.
Got a feel for Hildeby, right? I mean, first chance, that could have easily been a goal on the rebound. And then the second one he faces is a breakaway from a guy that's about to score his 400th goal on David Pasternak. Pasternak, forehand, backhand, back to the forehand to finish this off. What a move. They're making sure it was onside now. They're making sure it was onside. Well, it's the referees, though, looking. It's not the linesman, so. I don't know if it's onside or not.
Officials on the headset.
Well, they're going to drop the puck, and Greg Ruby's not challenging, so.
It's the Maple Leafs failed to challenge on a goal the other night that ended up being offside. The Asimon goal, he was offside, the replay showed, but that play was looked at by Toronto because they weren't sure that the puck had gone in legally. And after a long delay, the Leafs never bothered to challenge an offside.
The referee went over to the Leafs bench. Ruby didn't want to talk to him. He's so upset over there.
So a 4-1 game, less than a minute into the second period. Puck comes deep into Bruins territory down to our right.
Right from the drop of the puck, though, Ryan, I mean, this game had a feeling of Toronto just did not look right.
Minton gets it to Jeannot, and he'll chip it deep into Toronto territory. McCabe back to play it around the far side boards. Joshua had the puck get caught up in his skates, took a bump from Jeannot. It'll come around the near side. Hampus Lindholm down the left circle, tried to get it in front off a skate and wide. Shot off the outside of the net. Kastelic trying to backhand it in front. McCabe up the far wall. Joshua backhands it toward the near side. Robertson had to turn back to get it. There's McCabe with a long pass into neutral ice, directed toward the Boston line. Lorentz will chip it toward the corner. Waugh against Lindholm in there. Corrali reversed it up the far wall. And Pete just about got checked through the door, the open door of the Leafs bench, and takes exception to that. Yeah, it didn't. Nobody was imminently going through that door.
It wasn't. Was that Roy that kind of took him in there? But yeah. Could have been a lot worse. That's dangerous when those doors open. You get to run into there.
David Pasternak with his 400th career goal. It's his 9th goal of the season. He now has 26 goals in 34 career games against the Maple Leafs.
Point total just continue to pile up for him against the Leafs.
Face-off win here by Toronto, and Ekman Larson dumps it in. Swayman waiting for it to get into the trapezoid, send it around the near side. It'll come out towards center. Lorentz gloving it down. Got it to Myers, and back deep it comes. Swayman tried to backhand it toward the far side corner. Domi got in the way of that as he and Jokiharju collide. On the far circle, Blais winds up with the puck. He will spin it around the near side. Myers waiting at the right point. Back down deep for Blais. To the back of the net, Domi tried to center. It bounced off of Lohrei, and Ekman Larson unleashed one that found the backboards. Here's Myers with a long drive, and Swayman makes the save there. Corrali grabs the rebound and brings it into neutral ice. Asimon hands off for Lohrei coming into the Toronto zone. Throws a shot toward the blocker of Hildeby. And Lorentz will backhand it back toward the Boston line. Zadorov settles down a bouncing puck. Long pass up for Steeves. He'll chase into the far corner. Arvidsson left it on the circle for Zacha. Turns it back to Zadorov at the center of the blue line. Gives it to his right for McAvoy. Across to Arvidsson. In front. Zacha redirects one toward the net. Ekman Larson and Zacha on the end wall. Zadorov. It'll trickle out just across the blue line here near side. McAvoy sending for Steeves. He got tangled with Tavares. Loose puck at center ice. Arvidsson will skate it back to the Toronto zone. Bounced away. Is hit a Leaf skate. McMahon brings it for Nylander. Top of the right circle. A shot knocked down by Swayman and grabbed by McAvoy. Charlie going to lob one toward the Toronto zone. Arvidsson on his horse into the far corner against Riley. He'll pivot around toward the near side. Nylander takes it. Brings it toward his own blue line and sends one toward the Boston zone. That should be an icing, and it will be.
So Toronto right now, they don't have any answers in their D zone. They're really, they missed Tanev. They're a fragile team in terms of, at least that's what it looks like, that defensively they don't have any answers. They don't have any answers physically, or very few. And if they do, we haven't seen it. If they want to play that game against the Bruins, it's probably not going to bode well for them. But so they got to do it in different ways. They got to do it with some of the skill that they have. And if they're forced to defend, they're not there right now.
Usnadinov won the face-off. Hampus Lindholm giving it on to Pasternak. Now Lindholm with a shot. That one blocked near circle by Carlo. It'll be cleared back down toward the Boston zone, and that's going to be another icing here against the Leafs. 4 minutes gone by in this second period. Pasternak goal is 9th of the season, 400th of his career, set up by Geekie and McAvoy at 49 seconds of this second period. Pasternak now just 2 goals behind Rick Middleton for 5th all-time in a Bruins uniform. He's off in the offensive zone here for Husnadinov against Matthews near circle. Matthews won it toward the corner. Carlo will lift it off the glass. Gloved down to the blue line by Lindholm. Matthews able to push it back out toward the red line. Pasternak out there, harassed by Nylander. Tracking that puck over by the Toronto bench. Nylander will throw one toward Swayman. Peak out of the far corner. Try to play it behind the net. It got taken away. Nyes tried to stuff her along the near post. Carlo to Riley. Far circle. Throws one toward the slot. Matthews tried a turnaround shot, but Peak was there. Celli along the far wall. Back in behind the net. Lindholm gets a stick in there on Matthews. Matthews comes away with the puck. Tried to get it back out in front. It ricochets off toward the far side. Nyes on the end boards. Keep away from Lindholm. Behind the net, Matthews tried to force it in front. That was blocked. Riley to Carlo. High slot. His shot blocked off of Geekie. Peak in the near corner against Matthews and Nyes. Matthews comes behind the net. Backhands it to Michelli. Back up top for McCabe. Now Carlo at the right point. Lays it back down low. Matthews shoved by Husnadinov. Puck ripped around the near side by Lindholm. Helped out of the zone by Geekie. He and Carlo collide just outside the blue line, and Pasternak brings it back into the Bruins zone.
No harm, right? You're in your own zone, but 2 turnovers during that shift. Don't beat yourself right now. And they weren't really forced turnovers. There were other plays. There were plays there to be made. And
Lorai will play it off the near boards.
Don't take your foot off the gas.
In the neutral ice, Kastelik able to knock down Benoit's pass. Deep it goes, courtesy of Jeannot. McCabe goes back and protects it against the Jeannot check. Comes across toward the near side, and Lorentz played it to the Boston line. Domi gets it in for Blais. Blais centering pass, and Lorentz missed the net as Swayman was sliding to his right. Tap back out towards center. Here's Robertson. He'll drag it back into the Boston zone. Jeannot rides him toward the corner. Robertson turns it back toward the blue line. Meyer's shot redirected into the far corner. Blais to the back of the net for Waugh. Centering pass, and Swayman makes a stop on Robertson from in tight. Joshua plays back down toward the corner. Yoki Harju is there, and he'll lob one into the neutral zone. Tapped out of the air by Minton and forced into the Toronto zone. That gives the Bruins a chance to get some changes on. Robertson quickly back ahead to Waugh, who hit the post on the stick side of Swayman. Far circle. McAvoy able to protect the puck. Asimont clears out. Pirelli coming to the Toronto line to the left circle. A shot. Blocker stop by Hildeby. On the near boards, Joshua and Viel get together. Asimont will play it back in deep. Funny hop off the backboards.
Same thing happened in the first period. Swayman went back to play a puck.
Robertson from the far circle. Leaves it behind to Riley. Rink wide pass got away from Carlo. Zadorov to McAvoy inside the Bruins zone. McAvoy with a pass up the middle. He's got VL across the line. Left circle for Asimont. Didn't connect. He and Tavares get tangled around the far boards. And a race for possession. McMahon against Peak over there. Now Riley got it to the blue line but not out. VL gloved it down. It'll come out of the zone now with 12:25 to play here in the second. Bruins leading 4-1. Jump in by Lindholm, goes all the way around the far board. Steves picks it off the wall. Toward Lindholm, batted toward the near circle. Arvidsson down deep for Steves. Steves to the far circle, got it back to Lohrei at the center of the blue line. His shot attempt was blocked, came bouncing into the slot. Arvidsson's got it now far circle. Zacha tried to get it back toward Arvidsson, knocked away, and Nylander's got it. Brings the Leafs to center ice, dumps it in on Swayman, who will paddle it away from the front of his crease to Lohrei. Zacha to Peak around the far boards. Cut off by Nyes. Matthews inside the line will play it back around behind the net. Lohrei brings it toward the near side. It bounced away from McCabe out near the blue line, out toward center. Steves to Arvidsson, and deep it goes toward Hildeby, who forced to make a save on a short hopper. Matthews gets knocked down by Zadorov near the Boston line. Matthews trying to return the favor against Zadorov, who holds his ground and plays the puck behind the net for McAvoy. Directed through the neutral zone. Geekie going to get to it first in the Leaf zone. He's got Pasternak going behind the net. Pasta kicks it onto his stick. Centering pass. Bounced off of Hildeby's stick in the crease. Matthews off the near boards, finds Michelli working his way through the neutral zone, but McAvoy relieves him of the puck. Turns back up ice with some speed. Gets tripped up coming into the neutral zone. Crowd wants a call, won't get it. Lorentz drops it off to Ekman Larsson for Blais. Husnudinov on the back check, helping to try to break up that play. As along the near circle, Domi gets it back from Lorentz. Back to Myers for a one-timer, and Swayman loses his mask after taking that one up high. That draws a whistle. 10:37 to go here in the second period. David Pasternak's 400th goal has the Bruins on top 4-1 over the Maple Leafs here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
It's Jimmy Fallon, and I'm back! Get ready for the holidays with my exclusive Sirius XM channel full of classic holiday songs handpicked by me.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Jimmy Fallon's Holiday Seasoning Radio. It's super fun. Check out Channel 15 on Sirius XM. Get seasoning now through December 26th live.
I'm Katie Nolan, and I host a show on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio called Fan Service. It's a show that is as much yours as it is mine. It's all about conversation. I'll throw out some things that are on my mind, but it's really a space where you can ask about anything going on in the world of sports and pop culture.
Thank you for having a refreshing way of approaching sports media.
Fan Service with me, Katie Nolan. Weekdays at noon Eastern, only on Mad Dog Sports Radio Channel 82 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
David Pasternak's goal here in the second period is tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. The electrical contractors get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. 10:36 to go, second period. Bruins 4, Maple Leafs 1, as a backhander by Nylander knocked down to the side of the net. Here's Ekman Larsson, back to Nylander, straight on drive on the one-timer from out near the blue line, smothered by Swayman.
Swayman, so that last sequence there, just before the commercial break, shot came from Myers on a one-timer from out high. It was tipped by Sammy Blais. Right off the mask of Swayman and out of play. The mask went flying off his head. His reaction was priceless, actually.
There's Riley setting up for a one-timer for Domi. Now Riley trying to poke it out in front of the net. Knocked away and grabbed by Steves. He'll lead the Bruins out. Steves, his first as a Bruin back in the first period. Has it along the right wing circle of the Toronto zone. Pivots toward the corner away from Riley. Back of the net, Arvidsson trying to get it back towards Steves. And it was tipped back toward that far circle. Just past the midway point of this game. Nylander able to battle it past Lohrei. Lindholm goes back to retrieve in the Bruins zone. Sends around the near side board. Zacha stops just shy of the red line. Hands to a cutting Lohrei. He's going to carry it in across the Toronto line. Far circle. Backhands toward the net. Steered away by Hildeby. And lifted up and over the glass out of play. So with 9:34 to go here in the second, Bruins are going to get a power play out of this. I'm going to say that one went directly over the glass. And so
Chanel coming.
So Boston will go back to the man advantage when we return. 9:34 to go in the second. It's 4-1 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety insurance will help you manage life storms.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
.934 to play here in the second period. Bruins leading 4-1 over Toronto. And going to the power play as well. Boston's already 2 out of 3 on the man advantage tonight and 3 for 4 in the game and a half against Toronto here in the past few days.
Yeah, the only blemish I would say on that is they gave up a shorthanded goal.
Yeah. That was the lone goal that Toronto's put on the board earlier tonight. Off the face-off, McAvoy will set it up for Geekie. Top of the left circle and a centering pass nearly tipped home by Pasternak. Geekie to McAvoy. Plays it down the far circle to Zacha. Back to McAvoy for a one-timer. Save Hildeby. Rebound in front. Geekie nearly had a chance at it. And then Arvidsson got upended. Puck is lobbed back out through center. 25 seconds into the penalty to Joshua. McAvoy gives it to Arvidsson. Got Zacha behind the defense, and he shot it up over the net from between the circles. Puck is pushed back up ice here by Lorentz. And the Leafs will change up their penalty killers with 1:15 to go on the man advantage for Boston. McAvoy gives it to Zacha coming out of the zone now. Arvidsson gives back to Zacha at center ice. Right side of Pasternak in across the line. McAvoy plays it around the wall. All the way to the near side. Geekie waits for it out near the blue line. McAvoy center of the line. Over to the right circle for Pasternak. To Arvidsson in between the circles. Got disrupted and it's knocked away from Hildeby into the far corner. McAvoy able to get it to Pasternak. Out near the blue line to Geekie near circle. Misfired on a one-timer attempt. Pasta's got it again. He throws one to the net with Zacha in front. Tipped up and over. Benoit will clear it up the far wall for Toronto. 35 to go on their penalty.
Yeah, fresh troops out for the Bruins. Toronto they really don't have any answers right now. I mean, Zacha's way too easy. He just couldn't find the back of the net, but he was in all alone. That was just off the rush.
Usnadinov to Asimont, stepping into the zone. That's going to be offside.
Versus too many men.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 on the ice right now. Yep. So the final 23 seconds of the power play will get wiped out here on a too many men call against the Bruins. That'll give Toronto a slightly abbreviated power play, barring any more penalties here.
I mean, Toronto talk about leaky with letting Zacha go right down the middle, get that pass. He walks in alone. The only way that the Leafs haven't done anything 5-on-5 in terms of scoring-wise, even going back to last game.
Right.
2 power play goals and 1 goal that was
might as
right
well
when
have
Asimont was coming out of the box.
And
Today they have a shorty
tonight. Off the face-off, Riley over to McCabe. One-timer blocked off of Jeannot. Looking around, trying to find out where that puck went. Bruins will get it cleared here. Minton gives to Zadorov just inside the Boston blue line. Zadorov going to carry it through the red and across the Toronto blue. From the left circle, a shot that catch the crossbar. Go up and out of play. It's either off the crossbar or the mask of Hildeby. I think it's the mask.
Hildeby's mask, based on the way he reacted. I mean, Zadorov just takes that puck in the neutral zone, beats one guy, and skates into the offensive end for this. I mean, it just definitely went off of his mask. They don't have that answer right now. You know, it's not in them right now. They've had a couple chances that Swayman's had to be sharp on, but some of it's just been kind of sloppy play by the Bruins when they've gotten a little lackadaisical with it. Now you got to kill.
Nylander coming through center ice. Power play on for Toronto. On the right side, Tavares carries it around behind the net with Zadorov in tow. They work it back around the outside of Nylander. Now Tavares high slot. Tried to get a shot around McAvoy. Gets a stick in there. Nylander's got it again. Ekman Larsson from the center of the blue line. A shot through traffic in front. And Swayman able to get the glove on it and hang on.
And it's hockey season. It's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Toronto power play was almost at the bottom of the league when they started Saturday's game. They scored twice against the Bruins. They got another one on Sunday against Carolina. That has bumped them up the standings a bit. 7 power play goals on the season as the Bruins get a clear here courtesy of Hampus Lindholm. 55 seconds to go on the penalty, which is being served by Arvidsson. Dump in by Nyes. It'll come around the near side boards. Lindholm pokes it free right to Kastelik, who hands off for Corrali, and down it goes into the Toronto zone.
Yeah, smartly using the middle of the ice that time.
Ekman Larsson coming out from behind the net. Skates it out toward center ice. Turns and wheels it back here for Nylander. Coming to the red line. Pass disrupted by Jeannot. And the Leafs are going to wind up offside of the Boston line with 27 to go on the power play. Second meeting in just a few days between these two teams. They won't see each other again until March 24th when the Leafs come back here to Boston for the third and final game of this season series. Face off just outside the Boston line here for Fraser Minton.
Asking for an explanation. They weren't happy with the linesman, and then right in front of the bench, the referee talking. Jay Leach, the assistant coach, wants an explanation why that was blown.
Riley finds Domi coming out of the Toronto zone. On the left side, McMahon first into the corner. Centering pass taken away by Minton. Minton trying to fight off McMahon. Brings it ahead 2-on-1. Here's Jeannot to the left circle. A shot. Glove saved by Hildeby. Draws a whistle.
Yeah, Minton makes that play, and then they get going up the ice. They get going north. Jeannot coming down the left wing side. Riley's going to slide to try to take away that passing lane. The only time he could have gotten the puck for Jeannot to get it over to Minton would have been before the slide by Riley. Once he slides, you're kind of committed. Unless he tries to go around the bottom part of Riley, they're sliding. But that's a good shot. Good selection. 2-on-1, short-handed. You want to make sure you get an opportunity. And that's a good save by Hildeby.
Hildeby with 8 saves on 9 shots here in the period. It took over at the intermission from Anthony Stolars, who gave up 3 goals on 10 shots. Bruins get back to full strength here. 5:50 to go second period, leading 4-1. Jokiharju cuts one off near the Boston line. Naka
Blay took a little run at him that time. Trying to do something.
Around the far boards, Lorentz chopped it to the blue line. Lindholm kept it in. Now Joshua will carry it out. Brings it toward the Boston line. Try to chip it around Lindholm. It'll come behind the net. Lorai reverses it around the far side. Blay will get to it first.
Strong side here. You got support. There's no support over on that far side.
Steves gets in front of a shot at the far circle. Arvidsson going to lob one across the ice through the neutral zone. Bouncing down in the Toronto end. Steves in the far corner. Puck got tangled with the referee. Joshua finds Carlo coming out from behind the net. Into the middle for Riley. Dumps in from center ice. Ricochets off the backboards right to Andrew Peak around the near side, and Arvidsson pokes it past Carlo. Husnudinov trying to get around Nylander, does with the puck on his stick, and then Nylander recovers. Turned into the near corner. Husnudinov to Lindholm, a shot. Hit a body in front. It was Geekie, and he's shaken up.
Geekie's trying to shake that off.
Husnudinov. Pasternak sends one across ice. Off the far boards, Peak will play it back in deep. Geekie takes a hack at it behind the net against Carlo. Goes into the far corner. Geekie to it first. Peak finds Pasternak behind the net. Got through him around the near side. Lindholm played it back down deep. Now Geekie coming out from behind the net. Backhands one toward the slot. And Tavares was there for the Leafs, and he'll clear it through neutral. 4:15 to go here in the second period. Back into the Toronto zone, off the near wall. Pasternak and Tavares both reaching for it. Tavares gets it out. Zadorov over to McAvoy. Husnudinov will help it into the Bruins attack zone. Pasternak puts his shoulder into Myers behind the net. Robertson out near the blue line. Plays it toward Domio on the far side. McAvoy denies him entry. And Asamont will bring the Bruins back on the attack. From the far circle. Stops. Tried to go toward the net. Carlo cut that off. McAvoy sends it around behind. It'll come to Robertson near side. Corrali got a piece of this clearing effort, but it does get out to center ice. McMahon trying to gain the Bruins line. Gets ridden off the puck, and Viel back the other way. Gets around Myers. Viel got it across, and Corrali shot just up over the net.
I mean, that's will right there for Viel. Fight off a hit and get the opportunity.
Hasemont took a heavy hit from Ekman Larson. Yeah. Viel working him over with a couple of cross checks. There's a penalty coming here.
Now it'll get tough.
Yeah, with a linesman standing in between, Ekman Larson suddenly finds a little something extra. Viel not happy about Ekman Larson taking a shot in his direction there. So with 3:13 to go in the second, it would appear as the Maple Leafs will go to the power play here. Viel sent to the Bruins penalty box, and the crowd not happy with this.
Well, it's a hit on Asamont. Viel comes in. What's the penalty for, though?
Cross-check.
Cross-checking, but it wasn't much. It's just an attention getter.
We'll step aside here with 3:13 to go in the second. Bruins 4, Maple Leafs 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to the Bruins Radio Network every home game to hear this date in history, restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, a donation of $100 will be made to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Shaws and Star Market, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network. TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Fans, come on down to TD Garden next Monday as the Bruins will take on the Carolina Hurricanes at 7 p.m. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to secure your seat for the action. Jeffrey Viel sent to the penalty box for a cross-check. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the second. Bruins by 3. Toronto goes to the power play for the third time tonight. As Nyes tries to center, hits Swayman's stick and kicks all the way out to center ice. Leafs going from left to right on offense. Ekman Larson from the center circle finds Domi just across the line. Tavares now on the near circle. Domi, pass picked off by Zadorov, and Nikita will scale one all the way down toward Dennis Hildeby. Minute 25 left on the Bruins penalty. Ekman Larson, now Nyes, and now Nylander. They bring out towards center ice. Nylander dumps one in off the back glass.
Funny bounce.
Takes another funny hop. We've seen plenty of those tonight. Swayman covers it at the side of the net as it came right toward his crease.
Just had to be alert coming off that back wall. Looks like it should end up in the corner, but off the glass, right back towards the front.
1:14 remaining on the power play for Toronto. Bruins will bring Corrali and Kastelik out for the defensive zone face-off as Minton and Jeannot jump off. Near circle down to our right. Corrali beats Waugh. Peak sends it around the board's far side and all the way down the ice. 2:17 to go, second period. Riley harassed by Corrali as he skated out toward his own blue line. Now it's Robertson through the neutral zone. Right wing pass finds Waugh. Whips it across the ice. Here's Blais. Far circle trying to... Well, we got another penalty coming up. High sticking the indication. Blais was trying to get that set up for a shot from that far circle. Never really could.
I think it's Kastelik going. Blais double clutched. He lost the puck on that. Kastelik's going to hit the high stick in front of the net.
So 48 seconds of 5-on-3 time coming here for Toronto. Kastelik minor called with 2:01 remaining in the period. Face-off will be to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Zaka on the draw. Leafs will keep in. Riley to Michelli. Out of the far corner. Nylander.
Yeah, you got right now Matthews not on the bench, not on the ice in this 5-on-3.
Puck ricocheted off the near boards. He and Zadorov.
Yeah, there was a couple collisions a couple shifts ago.
Centering pass tipped on toward the near boards. Michelli near the top of the face-off circle. Takes a shot with Nyes in front. Swayman the save. And the rebound gets cleared by Zaka.
The sequence. Zadorov hit him out by the blue line. And he went into the boards a little awkwardly. And then Matthews took a run at Zadorov. Nothing bad, just trying to answer. And Zadorov kind of bounced off him. I don't know if we've seen Matthews since. Maybe once or twice since.
Nylander runs into Zadorov coming into the zone. That's going to force that play offside. VL out of the box, so it's back to a 5-on-4 power play for Toronto with 1:11 to go in the period and 1 second less than that on the Kastelik penalty.
Nice job by Zacha getting a couple pumps from his teammates as he goes off the ice on the line change.
Maple Leafs now 0 for 3 on the stat sheet on the power play. Wah wins a face-off from Minton just outside the blue line. Here's Domi loading it up along the left wing circle. Domi gets it toward the front of the net, and a backhander by McMahon scores. And so the Leafs convert on the power play with 1:02 to go in the period. It's 4-2 Bruins.
Yeah, nice strong move there made by McMahon. He gets this pass. He's got a lane to the net, and he's going to take it. Gets this pass down low. Bruins, taking away the pass into the little slot area, but McMahon is a left-hand shot. He's off to the right of Swayman and just brings it right to the front of the net. Quick forehand, backhand, and up, chips it up over the top of the glove of Swayman.
4th of the season for Bobby McMahon. Makes it a 2-goal game. And the team's at full strength here for the final minute of the period. Lorentz along the near boards will play it down into the right wing corner from behind the net. Lohrei backhands it around the far side. Out into neutral ice. Jeannot gives it to a cutting Kastelik in across the line. Takes a rising shot up over Hildeby.
Bruins have had chances to make this game 5-1 at the time. They had the breakaway there by Zacha. They had a 2-on-1.
Jokiharju plays it around behind the net. It'll come all the way toward the near circle. Jeannot in pursuit. Lohrei at the point. Over to Jokiharju for a drive with Kastelik in front of Hildeby. And Hildeby able to get that puck squeezed with 21.6 to go in the period.
Well, good answer shift, though, right? You get the goal scored against you. You want to come out and finish this period strong. Yeah, they've had chances to extend this lead this period. Haven't been able to do it.
It was a 3-1 lead after 1. It is a 4-2 lead now. And at the front of his own net, Ekman Larson struggling to find the handle there for a moment. Pusnadinov along the near boards has it. Gives it to Geekie coming back out in front of the net. Backhander, and Hildeby took a peek behind him before he got that puck covered.
He got the glove hand behind him to make sure that puck wasn't trickling loose. He wasn't sure. Yeah, that puck went in, dropped in between his legs there. He put the glove right behind him to make sure it didn't just get over the goal line.
Leafs get it cleared. Race to it in the Bruins zone. Jokiharju had a step on McMahon, and that draws an icing with 2.4 to go. Be at least one more face-off in the Toronto zone before they head to the locker rooms. Zacha will take the face-off, near circle, down to our left. Geekie set up at the top of the face-off circle. He won it, but it got through Pasternak and out of the zone, and that will do it for period number 2. So each team with 1 goal in the period. Pasternak with his 9th of the season, 400th of his career, coming inside of the first minute of the period. And then with just over a minute to go, a power play goal from Bobby McMahon makes it a 4-2 Bruins lead through 40 minutes. We'll be back with our second intermission from TD Garden here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I got to dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're going to know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Engines rev, are you listening?
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
NHL fans, get yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign. Donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Heading to a game at the Garden this season, just take the train to North Station. With commuter rail, kids 11 and under always ride free. And if the game's on a weekend, you can ride with $10 weekends. So don't be late battling traffic and parking. Yuck! Buy tickets from a conductor on board or with the M-Ticket app and take the train straight to the game.
And here's Pasternak off a feed from Geekie, just onside, and he scores! Pasternak going back and forth in front of Hildeby, and he gets number 400 in his career, and the Bruins have a 4-1 lead.
And everybody off the bench right now to congratulate Pasternak. Geekie went and grabbed the puck. What a move.
It's a 4-2 lead for the Bruins after 2 periods here at TD Garden. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. A little history there for David Pasternak, 6th player in Bruins history to score 400 goals for this franchise. And
fitting fashion, too, the way he finished that thing off. I mean, it's either going to be a one-time or a nice move like that. And he, poor Hildeby getting in there beginning of the period in relief of Stolarz, and the second shot that he faces is David Pasternak coming down on a breakaway. Pasternak forehand, backhand, back to the forehand, and slides it home. Great finish. And I mean, that was one of 2 breakaways that the Bruins had that period. They had a 2-on-1. They had a couple of 2-on-1s actually in that period. And unfortunately, they're not able to extend the lead to even more. They should have had 5, at least 5 in that period. Couldn't get it done. Now it's a 2-goal game. It's a little different than going into the end of the period, obviously, with extending the lead from where they were. So, late goal scored by Toronto on the power play. The Bruins, I don't blame Viel. I don't really blame, Kastelic. It wasn't much, and Toronto took some penalties early. Bruins are catching up on the penalties now. So, but third period now, okay, we're staying out of the box. We're going to stay disciplined. We're still going to be physical with this Toronto team because they don't want to. I mean, it's obvious. There's no real pushback from the Leafs whatsoever. I mean, a guy like Zadorov could do whatever he wants out there. And it's, you've got some guys for the Bruins that can be bullies a little bit on this Toronto team. I mean, Matthews gets knocked out of the game. There hasn't been much, right? So I'm not advocating anything like that. I'm just saying, look, just be physical with this team. They don't want to defend, and they certainly don't want to be physical. There's a couple guys, obviously, that will be, but so continue to push, and don't take your foot off the gas in the area that Toronto's weakest, and that is by far in their own zone. They get going offensively, there's some skill up front for them. And losing Matthews is huge. I don't know if he's going to be for the rest of the game or not, but that's big not having him out there. But they've got some guys that can get the job done offensively, so don't let them. Don't let them up off the mat right now in this third period.
So 5 periods these teams have played against each other here inside of the last few days. And we talked about it earlier. Essentially, the Maple Leafs don't really have a 5-on-5 goal.
Yeah.
The power play goals and a shorthanded goal tonight. They've got one of each.
Technically, they do have one,
right.
And we've talked about it. Eastmont was just getting out of the penalty box. It wasn't even to the blue line yet, and Toronto was scoring. That was a game up in Toronto the other day.
So how have the Bruins managed to keep one of the best scoring teams in the league bottled up 5-on-5?
I think that their whole defensive scheme has been better. Swayman's had to make a couple of saves, some of those bouncing pucks in the first period. There was a chance or two in the second. They've let him see shots for the most part. They try to clear the front of the net. I think their defensive structure has been in sync, where it needs to be. And it has been recently for them, whether it's some of the switches out high, the communication down low. If you do have a defenseman chasing, there's coverage for him. It's not ideal, but if you've got a beat on a guy, then they don't mind that defenseman chasing. Then, quickly get yourself back to the front of the net. But so much different than what we've seen in the past. And it doesn't mean any system is correct and any system's wrong, but you've got a lot of new faces here, but you also have guys who have been here for a while, and it's ingrained in them how to play defensively. And now all of a sudden you're changing a lot of that. It's a system now that's starting to work and pay dividends for them, and then your goaltender is there when he needs to be to make saves. And, I just think, you haven't had that lockdown shutout game, or, you've had a couple that have been close, late goals, to get to take the shutout away. But I think all in all, it's been much better. The structure's been much better in their zone, and I think the forecheck's been way better for the Bruins. I think when they're on their game, we've seen them forecheck, and now other teams, once they do get the puck out of the zone, what are they doing? They're going for a line change. They can't establish their forecheck. It kind of goes hand in hand in the way that they've done it. How many times has Toronto had an odd man rush in this game? How many times have they gotten behind the D? How many times have they flown through the neutral zone for an opportunity at 5-on-5? Hasn't happened a lot. So by the time you're getting to that offensive zone, you don't have that speed that you're looking for. And if the puck is dumped in, I think the Bruins, all in all, on the whole, have done a nice job going back on pucks and making the smart first pass, second pass, or wrap around, whatever it is, and getting the puck out.
So the Bruins, with goals from Pavel Zacha, Hampus Lindholm, Alex Steeves, and David Pastrnak, have themselves a 4-2 lead after 2 here at TD Garden. Time for our Music of the Game, brought to you by Live Nation. Bring Me the Horizon returns to New England next spring. See them in Worcester at the DCU Center Friday, May 1st. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Joe Murray next on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sam Roberts is obsessed with pro wrestling, and now he's got a show to talk about it on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Everything that we do here is for a reason, I swear. I'm not just meandering until I get back to the start point.
Experience Sam Roberts' unique takes.
There is no way you can tell me that Dominic Mysterio at this point in his career is not a Bart Simpson babyface.
Get inside the storylines with Sam Roberts, Monday through Thursday, noon Eastern. Not Sam Wrestling Live. Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156.
Viva Radio Andy, baby!
Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Don't miss Radio Andy's BravoCon coverage kickoff Wednesday, live from Las Vegas with me. Then Friday, it's a Bravo blowout with Jeff Lewis, Reality Check, Julia Cunningham, and the Smith sisters, straight from the Strip.
Glitz, gossip, and Radio Andy?
What happens in Vegas doesn't always stay there.
It's wall-to-wall coverage of BravoCon. It all starts Wednesday at 10 a.m. East.
Only on Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102.
Or listen on the SiriusXM app.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is Bob Papa from Airing It Out. Week 11 is here with some massive matchups, including Seahawks-Rams, Chiefs-Broncos, and Lions-Eagles. A.J. Brown, another touchdown! The playoff picture is starting to take shape, and we're talking about it with you.
Mike McDonald, I tell you, he's done an outstanding job with the Seahawks.
Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games. Certainly with this year and what's kind of going on, it is something that we seriously have to look at. And if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
The 98.5, the Sports of Bruins Radio Network.
Here's the thing.
24/7
He missed the target.
Sirius
Back the other way for the winners. Draisaitl scores!
NHL scoreboard after 2 periods. The Kings lead Montreal 3-1. Third period right now, Senators have a 2-1 lead over the Stars. It's the Capitals 2, Hurricanes 1, and just after 1 period, Blues have a 2-0 lead over Calgary. No score between the Sharks and the Wild. In some late night games, Colorado, they host the Ducks. Jets travel to Vancouver, and the Kraken, they host Columbus. Patriots getting ready for Thursday night football against the Jets. The injury report is out. Austin Hooper did not practice today for the Patriots, while Keyshawn Boutte and Ramondre Stevenson, they were listed as limited. No word yet if they will play. Some other NFL news. Travis Hunter out for the season. He had successful surgery today. And the Celtics and 76ers in action right now in the second quarter. Philly has a 41-33 lead. 4 minutes to go. Joel Embiid out for that one. Also, Nico Harrison, out as the Dallas GM. Step into Bruins history at Heritage Hall. Discover over 30 new artifacts, including Tim Thomas goalie mask and the stick from the Bruins' first Stanley Cup win in 1928. Explore more than a century of Bruins hockey. Get your tickets now at bostonbruins.com/Heritage Hall. I'm Joe Murray. Third period's next on the 98.5 The Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
And what a hit.
That's what checking used to mean to me. I'm Patrice Bergeron, and since I partnered with Avidia Bank, checking means so much more. Avidia Bank offers a variety of checking accounts with something for everyone, from free checking to premier checking with added benefits. Not only does Avidia Bank provide the services you need, they also give back to their community. Learn more about them today at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of Internet Past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only per my home customers. Terms apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access Security Trust. IntraSystems.com.
Before every kickoff or first flash of the stage lights, there's the build. At Gillette Stadium, unforgettable moments from Patriots football to world-class concerts begin with what's designed and made behind the scenes. And it starts with Autodesk. As the official design and make platform of Gillette Stadium and the New England Patriots, Autodesk helps the craft group reimagine how New England designs and builds for the future. Because when it's built right, anything is possible. Autodesk. Make anything. Proud partner of the New England Patriots.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Rink wide, Krug far circle, up top Pasternak, right circle Marchand, looks in, rink wide, fired, they score! That's the hat trick, throw him if you got him. The Boston Bruins with a 4-1 lead over the Maple Leafs, and that is his 4th overall hat trick.
And rather appropriate for our This Date in Bruins history tonight. David Pasternak back in 2018 scoring a hat trick and added an assist in a 5-1 win over these Toronto Maple Leafs. He's got a goal and an assist tonight. His 26th goal in 34 career meetings during the regular season against the Leafs. This Date in Bruins history is being restored by Blue Sky. Remember, if you have a property disaster, visit gobluesky.com. That's go, B-L-U, sky.com. Blue Sky Restoration, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow. Bruins carrying a 4-2 lead into the third period here against the Maple Leafs. Pasternak's goal at 49 seconds of that second period, set up by Morgan Geekie and Charlie McAvoy. McAvoy's got a pair of assists tonight. Pasternak and Hampus Lindholm each with a goal and an assist. Power play goal by Bobby McMahon at 18:58. Got Toronto back within 2. Domi and Riley getting the assists on that. Shots in that second period were 15-11 in favor of Toronto, each team with 21 through the first 40 minutes. Bruins with a 2-goal cushion to try to close out their 7th straight win if they can get one here tonight and make it 2 in a row over the Maple Leafs. Boston will go from left to right on offense here in the third period. Zacha and Tavares on the opening face-off. Leafs will control it first as it comes to Riley. Played up the near left wing. Nyes helped it forward. McAvoy shoots it right back out of the Boston zone. Here's Arvidsson from the red line. Lifts one cross ice toward the far corner. Hildeby, who came on after the first period in relief of Anthony Stolars, who surrendered the first 3 goals. Played it on into the far corner, and as the Leafs come up ice, they're going to lose it into the Bruins bench out of play.
It was the third goal that you know, the goal by Steves that I think just sealed it for him, right? I mean, first couple weren't necessarily his doing, but he got pulled in Toronto and pulled again here today. Hildeby was pretty good in that period. He got greeted by David Pasternak on a breakaway, which wasn't fair to him, but kind of settled into it there late in that second period.
He was good
kept the score forward.
He was good on Saturday too. He stopped 19 out of 20 after he came on in relief early in the second period in that game.
He played pretty well against Carolina. I mean, they got dominated in that game.
He faced 47 shots,
89 chances.
Right. Here's Waugh turning it on the far side for Michelli. Hildeby only had 6 career NHL appearances prior to this weekend. He's now played in 3 straight games. 1 as a starter on Sunday and 2 in relief. But goes behind the Toronto net. Kastelik will help it back to Hampus Lindholm for a drive. That one blocked, and Jeannot turns around and fires the loose puck. Hildeby knocks that down and covers up.
Yeah, get to work on that forecheck, right? That's what they're looking for. Jeannot carries the puck into the zone, pulls up on the right side, keeps it alive, all the way around to the left point, and then the shot taken there by Hampus Lindholm.
Austin Matthews did not come out of the locker room.
I was after the kind of the sequence there with Zadorov.
Word from the Maple Leafs, lower body injury for Matthews, will not return. They also say that Stolar suffered an upper body injury and will not return. And now we got McMahon went hard after Hampus Lindholm, and that draws a crowd over by the Leafs bench.
Well, Husendinov was the first guy in there. He is not a big guy. Domi's throwing punches at him there, and he's throwing lefts. Well, the linesman maybe grab his left arm.
Got one referee trying to keep Andrew Peak out of the pile as Husendinov gets shepherded away from everything.
There was an original penalty coming to Toronto, I believe.
Husendinov shoved into the penalty box here on the near side. The two referees are chatting this one over.
Can't be the only guy going.
I wouldn't think so.
McMahon threw the initial hit.
Here comes Domi.
It was, an interference by McMahon at the very least.
That's a late hit.
Domi should get an extra 2 if they call it the proper way. But
doesn't look like it. So they'll get McMahon for interference.
Domi gets nothing out of this?
No, he's in the box too.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he got 2. Husendinov gets 2, and McMahon's initial hit gives the Bruins a power play. This will be the 5th power play of the night for Boston. They've already got 2 goals. So with 1:07 gone here in the third period, 4-2 Bruins lead. And the chance to try to stretch it out early on here in the third. Officials have everything sorted out here.
No announcement, so they can make the announcement.
What, on the penalties? Oh, they did. Puck gets shot up and over the head of McAvoy and goes all the way down the ice. So Swayman will tee it up for McAvoy. Bruins moving from left to right. McAvoy gives it to Zacha. Into the middle for Arvidsson. Able to drag it away from some traffic. Out of the far corner. Gets it to Geekie back at the blue line. Now McAvoy to the near circle for Pasternak. Sent one toward the net. Zacha ran into McCabe. Arvidsson keeps alive. Back to McAvoy. Takes a shot. Hildeby saw it. Gloved it. Hangs on. McCabe gets in Zacha's face and some jousting breaks out.
Yeah, Hildeby got a pretty good look at that. He's looking for a tip or a screen there from Zacha. But he sees it all the way in, gets a glove save on it.
1:27 left on the power play. 18:20 to go in regulation. Geekie will take the face-off in the near circle. And off the draw, puck sent toward the corner. Now it'll come free to Wah. And he'll skate it out toward the red line and poke it forward. McAvoy.
He was just out there for the face-off. Wah was.
Brings it back to center ice. Here's Arvidsson. Skates it in across the Toronto line. Puck deflected into the air. Arvidsson reached up. Tried to glove it. Instead, it went to Geekie. Now McAvoy's got it back near the blue line. Throws one toward the net. Steered out of play off of Hildeby.
Stick with this power play unit. Still 1:01. A couple of whistles, though.
Wah comes back out for another face-off against Zacha. This time, far circle. And Wah wins it. Benoit will come around behind the net. Skates out toward his own blue line. Throws it through neutral ice. Wah able to knock it into the Bruins zone and then tries to spin around with a backhander around McAvoy and miss the net. Pasternak headed back the other way. Pasta just inside the line. Deflected puck gets over to Arvidsson. Fires it back across the ice and it's deflected and flutters up over the glass.
Took a hit from Watts as well. Now they'll make the change. Power play unit.
41 seconds to go on the man advantage.
Comes over to have a little quick word with Roy after that hit.
Face-off will be inside the offensive zone here to the right of Hildeby. Quick meeting of the second power play unit here before they drop the puck. Kastelik will take the draw. Steves, Asamont join him up front with Lorai and Lindholm. Off the draw here, Steves put it just wide of the near post. Bidding for his second against his former team. Steves out near the blue line. Sends over to Lorai. Back to Lindholm for a one-timer, partially blocked and then cleared up the middle. Hampus has it back inside his own zone. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Pass into the neutral ice to Kastelik on the right side. Asamont. Ridden to the boards by McCabe. Stays with it. Lindholm moving through the high slot. Knocked off his stick by Nyes. Nyes lost the puck coming back through the neutral zone. Final 5 of the power play. As Lindholm gives it to Asamont. Steps into the Toronto end. Down the near circle and a centering pass taken away by Nylander, and Domi out of the box. Couldn't knock that down coming through the neutral zone, or he had a breakaway. A couple of Leafs collide. Domi and Nylander. Nylander wound up with a puck, and from the near circle, shot one up and over Swayman. In the far corner, Jeannot wiped out. Robertson gets it back to Ekman Larsson for a drive, and he scores. And the Maple Leafs cut it back to a one-goal game with 16:28 to go.
Yeah, they're just hanging around. They get the big penalty kill. Wrist shot from the point by Ekman Larsson finds its way through. I'm not sure if it deflected off of somebody or not. The reaction by Swayman was a strange one. The Bruins can't get the puck up the ice, and then Jeannot loses his balance in the corner, and this wrist shot comes through, and it looked like it deflected off of somebody, right? Because it tipped. Maybe not. A moving screen, and puck has eyes and finds its way behind Swayman.
Second of the season for Oliver Ekman Larsson.
Just hanging around.
And you mentioned it, second period, Bruins had chances to extend the lead further. Now just a one-goal game. Zadorov gets it to Steves, banks it off the far boards to Arvidsson. He backhands it through Benoit. Deep into Toronto territory. Robertson in the far corner. Lifted it out toward the blue line. Knocked down there by Arvidsson. Lost it out across the blue line. Sent it back in on a delayed offside. Bruins will go for a change. Toronto will as well. 4 minutes into the third period. 4-3 Bruins lead. Domi coming through neutral ice. Down the left wing side. Tries a shot that goes up and over on the far wall. BL will lob it back out towards center. Knocked out of the air by McMahon. Peak to Lindholm, and now a right wing pass comes to Asamont. He'll send it deep. Got blocked off the linesman. Try again along the far side. Free puck just inside the Toronto zone. BL sends around the net all the way to the near side. Peak throws one in front. Ricocheted off of Corrali and got blocked before it got to the net. Backhanded deep again by Lindholm. Riley circles back behind the Toronto net, reverses it back around the near side. Michelli racing over just ahead of Geekie. Will play it out of the Toronto zone, but that's going to go for an icing with just about 5 minutes gone here in the third.
Yeah, I got some Leaf fans here. We got the Matthews t-shirts down and right across from us almost. Nothing to cheer for there though right now.
Spelled out his name on their shirts. If you're going to go for it, you got to go shirtless and just paint it on the chest, though, don't you?
That's more of a football thing, isn't it?
Face off in the offensive zone here for Geekie with 4:58 gone here in the third period. Matching up against Domi. Riley pulls it away, gets it to Michelli. Usnadinov skates back to retrieve inside the Boston zone. Jokiharju up the near side. Ekman Larsson got in the way of Geekie. Loose puck along the red line. Now carried in across the blue by Waugh. Trying to get off a shot. Couldn't. Jokiharju off the near boards. Free puck. Pasternak had it knocked away from him. Geekie's pass intended for Usnadinov. Picked off by Michelli. Right back into the Boston zone. Wheels along the far boards. Chased by Lorai out near the blue line. Michelli brings it to the far circle. Now to Waugh. Jokiharju staying with him all the way out to the blue line. Turns and sends it back deep. Lorai cut in front of Michelli. Goes to go behind the net. Stumbled. Not sure if Michelli got a stick in on his skates. Now Carlo from the right point. Deflected off of Lorai in the far circle. Thrown back in front by Joshua, but Pasternak will lead the Bruins out. toward the Toronto line. Sends one in just wide of Hildeby. Back of the net. Pasternak tried a backhand. Stuffer in front. Geeky a chance. Got knocked off balance as he tried for his own rebound.
That's a right pad save made by Hildeby. He was in too tight.
McAvoy back inside the Boston zone. Nyes gloves one down just outside the blue line, but the Leafs can't get it cleanly back in. 13:40 to play. Tavares on the far side circle against McAvoy. Puck comes free toward Nylander. His pass broken up by Janot, and Karam's back out toward center. Benoit to Nyes on the left wing side. He turns it through the center ice circle. Sends it down toward the right wing corner and behind the net. Zadorov and McAvoy looked like a little indecision as to who was going to get that puck. McMahon instead gets it back to Riley. Here's McMahon from the top of the face-off circle. A shot in the glove saved by Swayman. Hangs on. Zadorov and Nyes exchange some shoves in front of the net. And we take a timeout with 13:09 to play. Bruins 4, Maple Leafs 3. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
If you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place, because that's all we do, and we upload once a week.
The Mr. Ballin Podcast.
Real people who come face to face with real-life monsters.
All she wanted to do was communicate with the devil. When his apartment was searched, a house of horrors is revealed. Whatever they had seen was not something they were going to joke about. Bridget's prom date turned out to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
The Mr. Ballin Podcast. True stories of the bizarre, chilling, and unexplained. Available on the SiriusXM app.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong. Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group. And first, I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change. And we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Fans, the holidays are fast approaching. Need help with your holiday shopping? Look no further than the Pro Shop. With gifts for everyone on your list, shop now for black and gold merchandise. Visit BostonProShop.com or head down to the Pro Shop powered by 47 at the Hub on Causeway. 13:09 left in regulation. Toronto is drawn back within one. 4-3 Bruins lead. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, second of the year from Nicholas Robertson, and William Nylander at 3:32. The lone goal of this third period so far. Face off inside the Bruins zone. Steves will push it up the far side out to neutral ice.
See them make a few more plays coming up the ice, coming out of their own zone right now, and so that,
Here's Nyes with a long shot. Swayman able to cover that up.
Tricky though. You flip pucks out when you don't. There's a time for it, but if you can get your feet moving and get moving up the ice and make plays coming out of your own zone, I hate to see them fall into that trap of just taking the easy way out every time.
Face off near circle, won by Tavares. Nyes to Riley. He'll play it down the wall to the back of the net. Hampus Lindholm there. Zacha flipped it up into the air. Knocked down off of Nylander. Nyes has it. Gets it back toward Riley, and now Ekman-Larsson throws it back in deep. All the way around the near side it comes. Tavares handed back toward Riley. Puck was touched with a high stick, but played by Steve, so they will play on. Long pass from Peak to Zacha, and deep it goes into the Toronto zone, but he was by himself. And the Leafs get the clear. Domi stops in front of the Bruins bench, sends it across ice into the near corner. Robertson peels out of there. Backhanded for Domi. Looking up by Zadorov. McMahon to the far circle, and McCabe threw one to the net. Swayman's Domi and Zadorov getting into it in front of Swayman, and then Swayman takes a poke at Domi. And Domi throwing right hands toward Zadorov as they go tumbling down in front of the crease.
Well, Swayman got wiped out initially, so I didn't see how that happened. Then Domi took a couple of shots at Zadorov.
Yeah, Swayman was laying down almost out by the far circle.
Like Zadorov got the med. We're not taking penalties if we don't need to, right? But he went to the bench. I don't even know if he's going to get a penalty.
Domi goes into the box. Zadorov goes to the bench. The officials go to have a conference.
I mean, if there's anything, it's 4-2 with Domi, right?
And Domi gave him a couple of cross checks. Roughing against Domi is the only penalty.
Well, they can call 4 on Domi and 2 on Zadorov,
right.
or just call 2. So
that will give Boston their 6th power play of the game. 2 out of 5 so far tonight. And it comes with 11:59 to go in a one-goal game.
A little sense of urgency here on this power play. A little more so than the last one.
Zacha, Arvidsson, Geekie, Pasternak, and McAvoy. Zacha will face off against Waugh, far circle to our right. They drop it. Zacha wins it. McAvoy's got it back at the point. On to Pasternak, near side. Took a shot off of McCabe. It went wide. McAvoy, far side, blue line, able to keep it alive, but then got away from Zacha, and they'll have to reset. As the puck comes back toward the Boston line on McAvoy's stick. He'll deal it backward to Zacha, and now they break out. Arvidsson, right side of Pasternak, in across the line. Backhands it back to McAvoy. Sends over to the far circle.
Pasternak got wiped out by McCabe after he dropped that puck.
McAvoy to Pasternak, near circle. Pasta trying to center it. It was blocked by McCabe. Has it back. Here's Zacha, side of the net. Pasternak, one-time pass across, looking for Geekie. And it was directed away. Kept alive by McAvoy just at the blue line. Arvidsson got it upended along the far boards. Minute 12 to go on the power play. Puck pops free. Geekie's got it. Backhander toward the slot. And just out of Pasternak's reach.
Pasternak marking at the referee right now. That was a late hit by McCabe.
Halfway through this power play chance. Bruins making some changes. Zacha coming through center ice, but his pass redirected. Comes toward Pasternak, near side. And keep away from McMahon. Deals it back now to Hampus Lindholm. Back to Pasternak coming through the neutral zone. Cuts to the right side, just inside the line. Stops, gives it back to Lindholm. Back to Pasternak along the hash marks near side. Back again to Lindholm under pressure. Quickly over to the far side for Minton. Off the backboards, it'll come to Pasternak near side. Lindholm to Minton, top of the far circle, a shot that hits the back wall. And Benoit clears it up the near boards. Good keep by Lindholm along the near side. 18 seconds to go on the power play. Centering pass here for Kastelik on the back door. They score! It's Pasta! Power play goal! 5-3 Bruins. Number 401.
Well, Bruins bench just giving it to Matt Stoney right now as he goes back to the Toronto bench. Good passing play. They deserve this. Pasternak took a couple of hits, and everybody else changed. So 4 new bodies on the ice. Pasternak stays. They try to get this puck back door to him. Finally do. He's right at the base of the left wing circle, and he's going to go high. Kastelik from the bumper position, back door, past the skates of Myers, and Pasternak goes upstairs to get it by a sprawling Hildeby.
10th of the season for Pasternak. 2nd of the night to go along with an assist. His 7th multi-point game of the year. Here's Zacha stepping right in on Hildeby, who made the save.
Twice Zacha's been in alone.
Zadorov with a drive. Loose puck, high slot. Zacha over to Arvidsson, a drive. And Hildeby sliding to his right to greet him. Leafs will clear it. Bouncing, rolling puck will come up shy of an icing. Swayman will play it for McAvoy. 9:40 to go in regulation. Bruins once again leading by 2. McAvoy up the far side finds Steves. Played toward the far corner. Asamont giving chase there against Benoit. Joined by Corrali as well. Now Asamont sent it behind the net. Leafs will clear it. It gets through everyone in the neutral ice. Swayman going to come out and play it around behind the net with pressure coming from Robertson. Corp. The L going into the near corner. Here's Corrali stepping in behind the net against Carlo. Back to Lohrei at the left point. To the far circle. Michelli knocked it away from Corrali. Carlo goes down in the far corner in pursuit of that puck. Comes across the near side. Jokiharju back behind the net. Finds Viel out in front for Corrali. And Riley able to break that up. Domi back toward the Boston line with possession. Robertson back to Domi at the near circle. Centering pass. Ricochets all the way back out to neutral ice. Geekie had just come on. He's got the puck in the Toronto zone. On that far circle against Benoit. Trying to get it to Pasternak. He was coming down the middle. Instead it ricocheted in behind the net. Pasternak back to Lindholm for a drive. Looking for his second of the night. But that one covered up by Hildeby. 8:27 to go in regulation. It's the Bruins 5 and Toronto 3 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones. And your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
8:27 remaining in the third period. The Bruins back to a 2-goal lead, 5-3, thanks to David Pasternak's second of the night. Power play goal from Kastelik and Jeannot at 9:48. And a 3-point night for Pasta. And a face-off coming up in the attack zone to resume things here. Usnadinov will take the draw, far circle. Wah beats him on the face-off. Carlo sends it behind the net. Riley up the near side to Blais. Near the red line, Blais pass disrupted by Pasternak, but Wah's got it. Spins it down deep in the Bruins zone. Lindholm forced it back toward the near corner. Usnadinov able to pull it from a pile and goes behind the net with it. Off the far wall, just outside the line. Carlo tried to bat it forward. And the Bruins instead will get it deep into Toronto territory. Quick up near side. Here's Joshua. Across the Boston line. Stops along the left circle against McAvoy. Try to hand it off to Wah. McAvoy helping to poke that puck free. Collision knocks him down. And we got a penalty coming up. We got multiple penalties about to come up here. Zadorov went after someone at the bottom of the pile here.
Well, it was Sammy Blais that took the run at McAvoy. That's why Zadorov went right after him.
Kastelik's right on top of the pile here. McAvoy and Wah are separated from the pile with a referee trying to keep them apart.
Well, just like we thought the Bruins would get the power play on the last one, I would expect Toronto to get the power play here. But Blais took that run at McAvoy.
Joshua and Kastelik, the hold of each other. Referee's pulling everybody out. Zadorov barking at Blais as the two of them are headed to the penalty boxes. Two of them are standing in the penalty boxes right now and having a very animated conversation. There was a penalty coming before all of that. McAvoy now over by the penalty box barking at Blais as well.
Yeah, McAvoy went after Roy as well, a couple of cross checks, but
officials sorting all this out with 7:46 to go. Here come the penalty calls.
Yeah. Blais took a
Boston 91, minor penalty, roughing.
Oh, they're going to
That's
even
it?
it out. I thought the Bruins would be short after that.
So a minor for kneeing to Blais.
Yeah, he tried to throw the hit on McAvoy.
And Zadorov gets roughing minor. That's what they got out of all that. So it'll be 4-on-4 with 7:46 left. Bruins leading 5-3. And a lot of talking going on between the two benches.
Yeah, I fully expect. I mean, the original penalty was going to Blais, and I thought that they would add another 2 on because Zadorov came right over and tackled him down to the ice. But even up, nobody else in there. And a lot of chatting going on in between the benches. Janot and Joshua seem to be the.
Shane Knighty, old friend, has a prime seat between the benches tonight on the national broadcast for TNT, getting a chance to hear all of that. 7:46 left, 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, barring any more penalties. Sure what the delay is here. Linesman over getting I guess there was a repair needed on Blais' helmet. It is now delivered across to the penalty box.
Wasn't like a Brad Marchand, Rasmus Dahlin repair job?
I don't know. Does Zadorov do a bit of quick work on that thing? Face-off win here by Tavares. He's got the puck on his stick just inside the Toronto blue line. Turns up ice. A little spin move to get away from Zacha, then coughs it up. Here's Kastelik moving in, took a shot. Blocker saved by Hildeby. Tavares got it back out through the blue line into neutral ice. McCabe steers it ahead. Coming into the right circle, Nylander fires a shot wide on the stick side. McCabe dropping it back into the Toronto zone for Riley. 30 seconds gone by on the 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Nylander starts from the far circle, skates up towards center ice, past Tavares. McAvoy to Minton. Here's Pasternak for the hat trick. Shot it just wide. Poke back toward the blue line. McAvoy races over against Tavares' far side. Lost it out into neutral ice. Nylander plays it across ice, and Pasternak will carry it away from Riley. Minute to go in the 4-on-4. Pasta with a long pass ahead to the attacking blue line for Minton.
Oh, it's close to too many men right there.
Ekman Larson pivoting back in behind the Toronto net. 6:35 left in regulation. 2-goal lead for the Bruins. Nyes through center. Brings into the Bruins zone. Slipped the puck through Peak, but couldn't get after it. On the near side boards, Peak pokes it for Husnadinov. Lohrei will wrap it back in behind the net. Peak from the near circle. Lays up the wall to Pasternak, who drops it back again.
He needs to change, doesn't he?
I would think so. And there he goes. As Peak gives it to Lohrei. 20 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Peak from his own blue line skates it toward the red near side and sends it around behind Hildeby, who comes out to the trapezoid and plays it. McCabe from in front of the Toronto net. 5 to go before Blais and Zadorov get released from the penalty boxes. Michelli in the neutral ice turns back from pressure near the red line. So the teams get back to full strength with 5:40 to play. Bruins leading by 2. Geekie picks Michelli's pocket. Geekie bringing up right side, winds and fires the blast into Hildeby, who covers it up. And we'll step aside here with 5:33 to go here at TD Garden. It's the Bruins 5 and the Leafs 3 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Engines roar, tires grip.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, a winter-ready Pilot, or a Ridgeline with available all-terrain tires. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Yeah, it's hockey season. It's a perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
Bruins leading 5-3, 5:33 to go. Just got a shot of Blais over on the Leafs bench. He actually was wearing Austin Matthews' helmet.
He's got his back now.
Yeah, but that was the one they gave him in the penalty box as his was getting repaired, as Minton puts a shot wide off a redirect. Matthews left the game in the second period with a lower body injury.
Castle's going to get a cross-checking penalty on Benoit.
They'll go around the Bruins zone. Over to McCabe, far side. Extra skater coming on here is Nylander. And the giveaway, touched up by Peak, draws the whistle with 5:09 left. And Toronto down 2 goals will get a power play chance here for the 5th time tonight. Cross-checking against Castellan.
Now, the first collision was fine. It was the extra cross-check to the head or neck that will cost him 2 minutes. Got his money's worth on that one. It was a good collision. Initially, Castellan actually got the better of it, and then he gave Benoit the extra cross-check.
Toronto 0 for 4 on the or 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. Mann's goal in the second period. Face off near circle. Corrali second effort. Here's Domi from the blue line with a shot, and the rebound forced into the near corner by Zadorov. Nylander gets it back. Domi fakes a shot, far circle, gets wrapped up by Zadorov, knocks to a knee, stays with it. Ekman Larsson out near the point. Nylander to Tavares coming through the high slot, gives it back to Ekman Larsson for a shot, saved by Swayman with Nyes in front. And Sway covers it up at the top of the crease with 1:35 to go on the Castellic penalty.
So dangerous, right? There's so time here. And Larson good at getting that shot through. He's got Nyes parked right in front. I'm not sure if Nyes got a piece of that or not. Swayman able to locate the puck dropped right in front of him. He's able to locate it and get the glove on it before Nyes can do any damage.
Corrali against Tavares, far circle to face off. Corrali wins it. McAvoy plays it behind the net. Brought toward the near side by Minton. Little extra move to play it around Nylander and down ice. 1:22 to go on the power play for Toronto. Ekman Larsson skates it to center ice. Now it'll be Domi to bring it forward, and then he tried to leave it toward the far boards and gave it away. Minton They'll bring it to the Toronto line and chip it deep. Bruins change up some of the penalty killers here with 1:04 to go on the man advantage. Nylander, left side, finds Nyes. Down the circle, try to play it back toward Ekman Larsson. Minton knocked that one away.
Good read.
Ekman Larsson's pass blocked at the blue line by Jeannot. Center ice, Tavares turns it back toward the near side. Nyes just inside the Boston line. Peak takes the body on him. Ekman Larsson picks up the puck, brings it along the near side circle for Nylander. Nylander, quick touch passing in front for Nyes, and Swayman the save and the rebound comes out of the zone.
Best save of the game.
27 to go on the power play. Nylander to Nyes, and around the boards it goes to the far side. Tavares back to Riley at the right point. Moves it to the center of the blue line. Tavares tried to send it right in front. It ricocheted off someone and just wide of the near post. That one gets redirected off of Corrali and out of the zone. 6 seconds left on the Kastelik penalty. And the time will tick off on that. He's out of the box with 3:05 to go. Bruins lead is 5-3. Zadorov sent it behind the net. McAvoy hammers it around the near boards. Kastelik chips it up the right wing wall. Takes a bump from McCabe. Turns and heads for a change. Michelli starts the Leafs out. Right side pass for Waugh. Hildeby headed to the bench for the extra attacker here for Toronto. McAvoy wraps it far side. Pasternak at the hash marks. Got it to the blue line, but not out. McMahon shoots it back across toward the near side. McAvoy played it off the wall. Held by Robertson. Second effort, they do get it cleared. Riley back toward his own blue line for McCabe. Broken up in the neutral ice. Zadorov trying to get it toward Pasternak, who's already got 2 tonight. Instead, now Geekie tried to play it for him, and it's broken up at the blue line. Ekman Larsson got the play that time. 2:15 to go. McCabe hands off to Nylander. Off the far boards finds Nyes. In across the line. In the far corner, Zadorov. Around the near side, it'll come to Pasternak from the near circle. Throws one into the air. Bouncing toward the empty net. Just missed the post near side. It'll be an icing against the Bruins.
Yeah, had the lane. He had to go up and over top, but thought he could get it done, and don't mind that at all. What a save there made by Swayman at the tail end of that power play. Nyes was set up perfectly. Pass went half wall, down low, one-touch pass to Nyes, who's right base of the hash marks, right in the middle of everybody right there, and they find a little soft spot, and Swayman makes that pad save.
And a timeout here with 1:57 to go in this third period, and the Bruins up by 2 goals. A quick strategy session going on both benches. Boston looking to seal up what would be their 7th straight win before they head off on a 2-game road trip to Ottawa on Thursday night and Montreal on Saturday.
6 of the next 7 on the road. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Yep.
This is the 3rd of 5 straight against Atlantic Division opponents. Bruins 2-0 so
by the
far.
way, have lost tonight. It's 5-1. I know it's a little early to start looking at standings, but W today ties you in points with the Canadiens. They'll have 2 games in hand.
Right. Be tied for first in the Atlantic. Face-off win by Tavares. Riley to Nylander along the near side circle. Challenged by Geekie. Puck rattles around the far wall. Ekman Larsson backhands it down deep. Nyes turns and sends it out in front. Taken away. Cleared off the near wall by Pasternak. Will go for another icing with 1:38 left on the clock.
Puts Usudinov, either him or Geekie taking a draw here. Be Geekie on this side.
Against Tavares again. Tavares, this is his 23rd face-off of the night. He has won 17, now 18 of them. Ekman Larsson backhanded to the far corner for Domi toward the back of the net. McAvoy able to keep Nyes away from it. It'll come back to Riley at the left point. 1:25 to go. Nylander trying to pivot away from Pasternak. Centering pass. Pasta got a stick on it. Nyes did as well and got a backhander on Swayman.
As did Nylander.
Here's Ekman Larsson. Gave it up and got it back from Domi. Near circle. Nylander tried to pass in front. Blocked by McAvoy. Domi's got it far circle, back to Ekman-Larsson. Winds, fires, redirected on by Tavares. Near circle, Geekie, hands off to McAvoy. Here's Geekie, and now McAvoy again on the near side, tried to play it out into neutral ice, knocked out
offsides
by Nylander and sent back in offside with 53.4 to go. Bruins will get some fresh bodies out there.
Both teams are making the change right now. Nylander's exhausted.
There was a timeout in there. A few icings, but the long shift out there.
They're going to keep Pastrnak on the ice, though.
2-goal lead. Off the face-off. Here's Hampus Lindholm off the far wall for Arvidsson. Hildeby went back between the pipes here with the face-off in the neutral zone. Waugh will get it into the Bruins zone, and there he goes to the bench. Lindholm fires from his own circle all the way down ice. It'll ricochet out of the corner, and that'll be an icing as Pastrnak not quite fast enough to get around McCabe.
McCabe was back there. Gave it a shot. Lindholm did. You almost feel bad. We're trying to get the puck to Pastrnak, but
clearly.
But he got his 400 today. He's got 2 goals. I know it's a hat trick, but if you've got the shot, take it.
He does get another one.
They're up 2, so it makes it a little different. You know, if they're up 1, then you're saying you can't be that unselfish.
Right. Puck along the near side corner. Clock ticking under 30 seconds now. Here's Ekman-Larsson. Throws one toward the slot. Ricocheted around in front, and a chance by Nyes. Taken away by Swayman.
Had a couple of good saves to preserve this. I think Nyes got away with a little cross-check in front on Hampus Lindholm, trying to carve out some space for himself.
20.9 left.
Maybe not a cross-check, but
Pasternak's shift is over 2.5 minutes right now. Off the face-off, Ekman-Larsson. Riley tried to shoot. That one blocked, and then a second chance opportunity, and Swayman gloves that with 13.9 left. So at least one more face-off in the defensive zone. This one won by Zacha. Peak will hammer it around the near boards. It comes out to neutral ice. Pastrnak stumbles in pursuit, and Ekman-Larsson able to come back and take it away. Almost a 3-minute shift for Pastrnak. He almost was able to get the hat trick. It won't matter as the Bruins win it 5-3 over the Maple Leafs and collect win number 7 in a row, 8 of their last 9. And don't look now, but the Bruins are tied for the Atlantic Division lead with the Montreal Canadiens. We'll be back to TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Bruins.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your Boston area Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Coleman!
It's electric!
Coleman Electric is wasting your time with this commercial. But that's the way it is with advertising. If you're not overweight, with low T and a flooded basement, half these ads aren't for you. Same with this one for Coleman Electric. We specialize in replacing knob and tube wiring, and you might not even have it. Most people don't even know what it is. Ask a guy if he's going to remove his knob and tube, and he says, "Nah, I can't. My wife wants another kid." No. Let me explain. Many houses around here were built 100 years ago and still have the original wiring. The wires would heat up, so they ran them around little knobs and through tiny tubes and called it knob and tube. But insurance companies call it a stinking fire hazard, and insulation companies won't even call back because they ain't touching it. If you've got knob and tube, join this century and book a free estimate with Coleman Electric to have it replaced. And if you don't have it, sorry we wasted your time. But thanks to your sacrifice, you've helped your knob and tube neighbor. Can I get a tissue? Welling up over here. KUHLMAN. Call Coleman.
It's electric! The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping?